questo, sono curioso. Se non mi interessavano lo vengono a vedere. È estremamente buono perché parlano di... Ma che ne so, è per dare voce... Boh, è per dare voce a loro, però... Come se non ce l'avessero la voce, non lo so. Dai, vediamo cosa esce, dai, sono curioso. Non ricominciare col countdown, ti prego, ok.
What is happening, everyone? My name is Justin Woodward, co-founder of the Mix, the Media Indie Exchange, as well as an advisor on the Black Game Developer Fund and co-founder of Black Voices in Gaming. We want to welcome you
Black
to the
Gaming
Mix
Developer
Presents Black
Fund.
Voices in Gaming, which is a showcase
Esiste
and
pure
now
quello?
nonprofit organization that celebrates and accelerates Black developers and creatives in the game industry. We have
Sì,
two
ok, però...
amazing guest hosts for the show this morning who will be on the ones and twos. My friend and co-founder of Burnout Brighter, Destiny Cleveland, an independent developer and founder of...
È la prima volta che vedo questo evento, quindi non
Games,
so di cosa
Derek
sta parlando in
Fields.
questo momento.
I wanted to start off by saying thank you for joining us, and we want to thank our partners Twitch, Valve, IGN, and GameSpot
thank
for
you
teaming
tu,
up with us
thank
on
you
this
tu, fammi un po'
broadcast.
vedere roba
You guys
interessante.
are awesome, and it means a lot. With that said, let's turn it over to Destiny and Derek and start the show.
Sono d'accordo, Osh, sono d'accordo. Uè! Che silenzio imbarazzante. Non ti si sente. Oh mio Dio. Hanno eliminato uno. Chiamami token. Hanno eliminato uno. Hanno eliminato le voci. Ci stanno tracciando. Stacca.
No.
Ok, si sente quello fuori campo, non si sentono loro. I capelli molto sbarazzini i suoi. Lui non ce li ha i capelli.
Okay, go.
Hey everybody, welcome to
Oh.
another Black Voices
Spe-
in Gaming.
Fammi passare il
Oh,
volume.
Showcase, I'm so excited to be here. Jay, thank you so much for that introduction. Guys, my name is Destiny, and you may know me from the Burnout Writer podcast, where we talk about
Destiny.
gaming, mental
Bellissimo
health,
nome.
social justice, and all things nerdy. But before we jump into this showcase, I'm going to
Social justice.
throw my mic over to my incredible co-host and let him introduce himself.
Hey everyone, and thank you for being patient with us. I'm pleased to be joining Destiny and you all for another excellent Black
Il problema è
Voices
più
in Gaming
basso,
segment.
cavolo.
My name is Derek Fields, and I'm the founder and director of Waking Oni Games. There, we create titles that explore cultural intersections while bringing the family around the couch. For those of you who are students,
Ok, questo qua praticamente lavora a una software house che lavora a videogiochi su intersezioni culturali. Interessante.
That was a really good introduction. Good job. Guys, let me just tell you a little bit about the Mix if it's your first time coming here. Black Voices in Gaming was created in June of 2020 during the protests and demonstrations that united us worldwide. We have been working hard to transform Black Voices in Gaming from a broadcast showcase into a movement. We not only share developers' games, but we've also become a nonprofit organization that helps to accelerate the growth of professional game developers. Our mission is to facilitate a space where game studio entrepreneurs can access funding, publishing, press, mentors, and all the things that they require.
La cosa sta diventando piuttosto politica.
Absolutely.
Non credo che
We'd also like to
commenterò
give a shout out
onestamente,
to
non
our
mi
partners for
interessa.
today's showcase, Raw Fury,
Però
who helped
cazzo,
get the series
sembra
started,
abbastanza
assisting with funding
pesa
for
la
the series
cosa,
throughout the year. PlayStation, Indie Game Dev
Più di quanto
Boost,
pensassi.
ID at Xbox, and Razer. Some of our broadcasting partners include Twitch Gaming, Steam, IGN, and GameSpot. As far as our Steam event page,
questi
don't
sono
forget to check out the mix on the Steam event
sponsor.
page, where you can learn more about Black Voices in Gaming titles, buy the available games, or add them to your wish list. Wish lists always help game devs a ton.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Derek. Now let's go ahead and jump into the show. We have our first amazing guest, Adam Kareem, the great mind behind Proto-Droid Delta.
Proto-Droid Delta? Mi si è frizzato il tipo. Ha i miei stessi problemi della cam. No, no, era un altro. Però quello si è frizzato davvero, però.
Hello.
Oh my goodness, I'm on
Uè,
the stream.
che bella
Hello,
barba, che bei
people.
capelli.
Great to have you here.
Thanks, Destiny. I'm loving your energy. I'm loving your hair.
Poverino, lui si è
You know, like,
bloccato.
Thank
like
you.
Delta is like purple. You know, like and there's like a purple kind of aesthetic overall to the game and like
Mi fa ridere come si è
so
bloccato.
we're in the vibe right
That's
now.
why I did it.
That's why you
That's
did
why I
it.
did it.
It's good.
Yeah,
You did it.
I just. Well, it's great to have you here. We kind of want to jump right into it because I want to know more about you. I'm sure our guests want to know more about you, how you got
thanks.
started, like what got you inspired. Tell us all about it.
Oh man, I got started in games. So I've been making games for about 5 years now. For full disclosure, I'm like an old man. I'm like 35. I got 2 kids, and I've got enough.
Stop
gray
your
hairs.
mouth.
I'm
No.
saying, I'm just saying.
Ha
'Cause, like,
35
I was,
anni,
like,
lavora da
I was making
5 anni
games for
come
5 years,
sviluppatore
what is it, like, 24?
videoludico,
Like,
ha 2
nah,
figli.
homie. I pay a lot in taxes every year.
Lui si è realizzato, io no.
An adult man. But yeah, I got my start because at work one day, like a friend of mine had just mentioned that, like I saw him kind of designing what looked like a game, and I was like, "How are you doing that?" And he was like, "Oh, it's this thing called game engines that you can just use." And I was like, "What? You mean you don't have to work at Square or like Ubisoft or EA to make video games?"
Mm.
And so
Allora,
I kind of
io
learned from that
spero,
about like Unreal
scusate,
Engine and Unity, and I've always kind
io
of desired to
spero
see like a really good, like,
onestamente
Sonic the Hedgehog game in like 3D. Like I felt like
che
after
non
the couple of
sia
Sonic Adventure games,
quasi esclusivamente, cioè
that
ok,
the
mostrano
3D
sicuramente dei
transition wasn't all
giochi,
that smooth, you know what I'm saying, for like a long time. And so
ma
I
spero
was like,
che
okay,
non
with
sia
Unreal, you know, like
esclusivamente
it's got like a lot of tools that can take someone like me who doesn't necessarily know how to program
un'intervista agli
like C++
sviluppatori,
or any
perché
languages
sono cose che
and can
proprio mi
design using the
stracciano le
blueprint
palle,
system.
onestamente.
And I kind of got my start doing that, just like making fan games for different like
No,
IPs
spero
that
che
I
non lo
loved as
sia
a
tutto
kid
così,
and
mio
kind of
Dio,
wished
spero che
made
non lo
that
sia tutto così.
jump to 3D really well. So I made like
Siamo comunque all'inizio,
Sonic,
dai, vediamo un po'.
a Sonic fan game called Sonic Explorers, which plays actually pretty similar to like Sonic Frontiers, based on like the reveal trailers. But that game, that's a fan game.
Cioè, nel Guerrilla Collective, ad
And then from
esempio,
there
che si
it
occupa di
became, I made
indie,
like a Mega Man X
a
fan
tutto
game,
tondo,
which ultimately became Prototype Delta, which we're working on now.
facevano anche
Mega Man Legends
piccole
fan game,
interviste,
and
però
the
un attimo
last
di
like an Ape
sviluppatori,
Escape game
ma
called
lo
Tough Stuff.
facevano
Very silly. The idea
Oh,
is
that's
that you
cute.
o in un momentino
the idea is that
e ne
you
parlavano,
stuffed animals
o
who become
mentre
magically
facevano vedere il
imbued
gioco
and
stesso
become
di cui
alive and
parlavano,
they
o
become
comunque
aggressive.
parlavano nel loro studio e
And
c'era
so
il
they're
gioco in
like tough
sottofondo
stuffed animals.
di lato che potevi
I
vedere
like that
quello che succedeva e ti
though.
faceva un'idea, cioè
That's
insomma
super cute.
era contemporanea la cosa e quindi
So
andava
that's what I
bene.
did. And so yeah, and so that's kind of what got my
Se è
start. I got my
così,
start in
speriamo
making
di no.
games, fan games, Unreal Engine blueprints, and just hoping, you know, just this desire or thought that I could make something that I hadn't yet seen made, and I was hoping that the developers could make at some point. Yeah.
Sì, infatti non ha
No,
senso
I
come
think that's
discorso.
incredible. And like the fact that you saw someone doing it and you were like, I'm just gonna
Ci sono
jump
tanti
in here and make
sviluppatori
this
indie, una
myself.
marea
Like
di
I've
sviluppatori
always
indie.
found that overwhelming, but like
Sì,
props
infatti,
to you
infatti.
because you've made like several games and they
I think
all
it's
I love all of
nut.
the inspiration.
Ci sono
You're-
tante
no.
mod
Well, I
e
mean,
tanti
like,
giochi anche
we all gotta be
gratuiti
a little
belli
bit-
che puoi trovare
a little
in
bit
giro.
You know, I gotta- It's like normal people don't do this. Like normal people don't be
Tantissimi
like,
sviluppatori
yeah,
indie che si sono messi
time
in
to keep making
proprio
this project. It's like
per il
normal
loro
people
sogno.
on Netflix
Lui è
today.
ganzo, lui è
Normal
proprio
people
quello
are
sotto è
sleeping
ganzissimo.
this way. And so yeah, you got to be a little bit of a nut, but it's a good nut. You know, it's like a macadamia
Yo-
nut.
I have to macadamia nut. I had to jump in real quick.
I was about to
Yeah,
introduce you. I'm sorry, Justin. We got
Yeah, no,
excited.
it's all good. Adam came in hot. Thank you guys for being so patient. It is amazing to have you. I know you have an announcement to make, and I think
Oh.
you should make that announcement on air.
Oh man,
Yeah.
you're a good guy, Justin. So
Che annuncio.
the long story short is I recently signed a publishing deal with Humble Games. Prototype Delta will be published by Humble Games.
Dai, cazzo, con
I think
Humble
my
Games
fucking
era meglio
people-
Devolver, però dai, almeno è Humble Games.
Avoiding Discord, avoiding like social society, like
Che poi Humble Games
like, kind of spill the beans.
non è DGN.
But yeah,
Tom
I'm working on
Holland.
I'm working on the game.
E con dietro Monopoly fa ridere, by the way. Con Baby Yoda lì.
And then after Humble really took the strong initiative to start the BGDF, the Black Game Developer Fund, being one of the first recipients of that was like, you know, just talking about to the moon. I was just like thrilled just with that. But they continue to believe in the
Oh, è
project.
ricomparso il
They continue to
tipo, non è
support
più
me, and I
frisato.
can't understate like the support just
Devi da chi sei.
all along the way. Like it's a lot of things happen. It's like you know that phrase is like if I see far it's because I stand on the shoulders of giants.
Ma
Well, I
Monopoli è
definitely am standing on
un'istituzione.
Justin's giant shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Himself, Tony Barnes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like Sean Alexander, like all the guys like on this like Discord we've got.
Che poi che
And
Monopoli
it's
è?
just like propping me up and supporting, and so
È un Monopoli normale, eh?
like very fortuitous.
Non si capisce che ci sono troppi modellini. No, non
You know,
sono
he used to be
modellini,
with the
sono
organization.
disegni.
Now he supported and believed in it, and yeah, it was cool to see like what started as a fan
Monopoli coi
project. I
robottoni.
just really wanted to scratch a creative itch as his again gained a following, gained some professional support, and now Humble Games is publishing it. Like I don't know, it's kind of like a fairy tale. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know. I feel like a fairy tale. I'm very happy this morning.
Vabbè,
Like,
sono
very
curioso,
happy.
sono contento per lui che si fa pubblicare
You're
da
always
da
happy,
una
man.
buona cosa.
Yeah,
You're always
I know,
happy.
so I'm always happy, but like I'm like more happy today. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm always happy, but like now I'm like
As you
here.
should be.
Forse è tipo il gioco?
Welcome back, Derek.
Welcome. Yeah, I'm.
Ah,
back.
sì, sì, sì,
I'm
vabbè,
back
vabbè,
here
vabbè.
to-
Sì.
to say,
È vero, da questo punto di vista non ci avevo
let's take this
pensato.
game up, you know. I would be really interested to
Sei
demonstrate
campionissimo di Monopoli?
Android Delta on the stream if we're
Alzo un
ready to
pochettino perché
jump
ok,
in.
lei era alta ma gli altri sono un po' più bassi.
Awesome.
Facciamo torneo di Monopoli online.
Before we go, though, I want to talk a little bit about like the Black Game
ora-
Developer Fund,
ora è troppo alto
if
lui.
we can, because I think it was very
Quando lo porti live?
instrumental.
Non ce l'ho,
You were
però
instrumental in the Black Game
dovrei
Developer
portare
Fund, and
50
I know
miliardi
that
di
Dusty
cosi
was about to
live.
introduce me as one of the advisors on it. But yeah, I mean, that's been it's been a crazy journey, like just working with Humble to start like the pipeline for that. You know, they have been very helpful and resourceful, you know, in the
Sì.
community, in the culture,
Black Gaming,
supporting
founding, una cosa
black
del genere.
developers in general, and then black developers with this
Sì,
fund,
ma-
and then really allowing
Cioè, io onestamente
folks
non
to,
capisco, cioè, io non so
contribute
ovviamente
to
la
how
realtà
everything would
americana
come
com'è.
together, and
Cioè, se hanno davvero
Adam
tutti
was
questi
one of the
problemi che
first
hanno bisogno di fare di
people that
queste
I reached out
cose
to,
per
or,
riscattarsi o che so io.
for
Però
participation
è
in this
davvero
fund, and he's
brutto,
been amazing to
secondo
work
me, il
with, and
concetto
has
proprio.
been collaborative, communicative, and congrats on getting your game published, because you worked really hard at it, and you've been a like a pillar of light in the community.
Oh man, this is such
That was really sweet.
what a warm show.
Zago, il problema è quello, perché alla fine
Yeah, man, I appreciate you, man.
sarà che è una visione completamente distante, non ho mai vissuto in America, per carità, però
I don't know what to say.
ne hanno
Dustin,
tanti
I feel
di
like
quei
we're
problemi,
friends
si
there.
fanno tanti di
You
quei
were in
problemi in
Ether, so we
America
haven't quite
che
connected, but soon you and I will have a bond.
effettivamente la loro
The bond
società,
of me and Justin,
insomma,
and it will be
forse c'è
God.
bisogno di fare queste cose.
Me and my giant shoulders. Anyway, that being said,
Le
yeah.
armi
Anyway, that being
lasciamo
said, I'm gonna
perdere.
back out. I want you guys to really like jump in, talk about the game, and play. I'll see
Oh,
you guys
grazie
in
a
a bit.
Dio, fammi vedere il gioco.
Bye.
Fammi vedere al gioco.
Thanks for stopping by, Justin, and thanks for bringing up Humble Bundle and like all of those amazing things.
davvero.
And that's incredible. Like, kudos to you. Like, Adam, that's amazing.
Sì, Osha, mi fa un po'
So I
ridere
know it's
però
probably like a dream come true.
Biden che
but one of the
dice
questions I
dobbiamo
wanna
fare
ask,
qualcosa
one of the
contro la
things
lobby
that
delle
piqued my
armi. Sì, sì,
interest the most
sì, sì.
is the fact that you have a female
Lo dite sempre, non,
protagonist.
non succede un
Oh,
cazzo, la
yeah, that was really
smettete.
important for me.
Yeah,
C'è
tell us
l'articolo
about
2
that.
della Costituzione americana
So,
che
like,
dice, ma
one of
vaffanculo.
the big motivations for Protojoy Delta
Oh, finalmente il
was,
gioco.
like creating a game with characters of people who don't normally see themselves in gaming, right? And so it's like I was like, as I was designing the characters and stuff and trying to figure things
Bella,
out.
se ti increcchi già di nuovo
I
fai una
realized
brutta
that,
figura.
If you look at like certain games that have rosters like over like 70 characters, something like
Che
that.
è Mega
and
Man
only
in
like
3D.
3 or 4 are like people of color, for example, right? And it's like that's kind of weird.
Right.
There's usually more animal mascots than there are like people who have brown or black skin, right? And it's like that's kind of silly. And then if you look at like, and I decided when making like a Mega Man inspired game. if you look at
Ehi,
the
sto
vast
Mega Man
history of
Inspired
Mega Man
Game.
games, like over
Gioco
35
bocciato malissimo. Sì, non mi sta
titles.
facendo una bella impressione.
And throughout like on hundreds of characters, and I think there's like 3 female characters. You know, it's like a very small.
Ma aspetta, pure i
subset.
personaggi
Like,
sono neri?
This kind of sucks, you know, that like you have.
Ma
you have,
l'industria delle
like,
armi
so many
possono
characters,
fare
so many
perché
opportunities
hanno
to
alle
show
spalle
different
decine di
types of
propaganda
perspectives
ultra
and
religiosi, vabbè
personalities.
pure.
And it's just like you just drop.
Sei razzista se non ti piace, ma no, ma
So
che
for me,
cazzo
it's
vuol
really
dire?
important to create characters for folks who don't normally see themselves in gaming, and to put them front and center. You know, like one of the key aspects of the game is that the cast skews predominantly female. It's like 6-5 or 6-4, if I remember correctly. Where
allora, allora il gioco non è
antagonists are female, so it's like Delta is
cioè non voglio dire che non è orribile, però
her best friend Android,
davvero una bruttissima figura.
Where the central tension is usually not
vabbè, per carità,
clichés, right?
non lo so, magari vederlo in movimento contro dei nemici veri o rende più bellino, non lo so, vediamo. L'idea è molto scialba,
attached to how desirable they are to a guy. And I was like, no, it'd be cool if like it's just a couple of women who are beefing with each other, you know what I'm saying, or people who have different perspectives on how to solve a problem, and how they sort of like resolve that, you know. And so yeah, it was really important for me to create. Again, this is that line. Like,
hai visto Zago che culo?
Characters for people who don't often see themselves in gaming.
Prendi due piccioni con una fava.
And that goes like a lot of ways. Like for example, Dr. Shelton, she wears a headscarf.
Proprio
I'm Muslim,
razzismo e sessismo sconfitti definitivamente. Bam.
And like, and that's kind of how they look. You know, that's like my mom right there. That's my aunt. And you know, I grew up.
Decine o centinaia di anni di razzismo e sessismo proprio volati via.
The Final Fantasies or often games coming from like overseas and stuff, and the most will be is like a side character or like maybe two side characters. You know what I'm saying? And that's
like Barrett from Final Fantasy.
Comunque lei, l'altra tizia, quella che gli sta dando gli int
black people,
alla protagonista Delta,
That's why
visivamente è piuttosto caratterizzata. Delta anche visivamente, cioè il viso è molto scialba.
Folks, so the cast has got like 4 or 5 black characters, it's got 3 Latino characters, it's got an Asian female character, a white male character, yeah, and just like a good mix of stuff, you know. And so
bello, c'era scritto dash più jump, dai, su. Non fare come il tizio di Cuphead che non riusciva a farlo.
Oh, he got it.
Oh mio Dio.
Oh, it's okay.
Sì, è abbastanza sciupata.
I'm so glad that you brought that up, because
lui non sta facendo una bella impressione, decisamente.
I was listening to you play the game, and then I was like, don't backseat game Destiny, just let him do it. He can
Però
do
sono
it.
contento che siamo passati almeno al gioco e al gameplay.
And so I'm so glad that you brought that up and that you are so.
Comunque è un.
So really quick question, slightly personal.
È ancora
in.
in.
I know you said you have kids. Do you have girls?
È in sviluppo, ok, però non c'è scritto se è beta, alfa, non c'è scritto niente.
I have a daughter and a son. And I've been doing some character designs, working with like my artist Blaze Malefica on Twitter. She's been doing like the comic work, and my character illustrated.
Sì, vabbè, effettivamente a gameplay. Ripeto, spero che non faccia come. Vabbè, già è meglio di quello di Cuphead, che era il. Di chi era? Di Destruction, di Polygon, non mi ricordo. No, Polygon era Doom. Quell'altro non mi ricordo di che cos'era, di Cuphead non mi ricordo cos'era, però faceva pisciare addosso al viso.
Front and center is like the main driver, to see that and be like, that's me. And I almost teared up because it's like this is it. Like if the game just dies tomorrow, like this is it. You know what I'm saying? I've achieved really something amazing, that my daughter saw herself in a video game character. You know what I'm saying? That I'm committing so much of my time to.
Cazzo, l'ha detto davvero. Mia figlia si è riuscita finalmente a vedere come un personaggio di un videogioco.
No, that's incredible.
Per questi concetti, secondo me io poi parlerò un pochettino di questi concetti. Perché davvero io non riesco davvero a capire personalmente questa roba. Che è successo?
That weren't really like me because we just didn't have that. We didn't have that at all. So I was like, oh, my favorite character is Jasmine, and then like the next Darkest Princess came out was Pocahontas, so that was my favorite character. You know what I mean?
Perché la gente ha bisogno di vedere la propria rappresentazione per stare bene, per stare meglio?
I wanted to ask, and then I'm going to throw it to
nessuno mi ha mai rappresentato.
Talked about it, and I'm assuming that some of the
ripeto, è una cosa mia, magari una questione psicologica che io proprio non conosco,
comes from the people that you've grown up around and being Muslim, because you can definitely tell there's like a very special aesthetic to the environment.
Ma infatti,
can you talk a little bit about that?
Excellent.
Yeah, so like I stumbled upon this thing called solar punk, and I just ran with that. So like as I'm designing the game, I'm thinking to myself,
Cioè, è bellissimo vedere un personaggio. Non me ne frega niente di che etnia è, di qual è il suo orientamento sessuale. Basta che sia scritto bene come personaggio, basta che sia un bel personaggio, basta che solo che sia figo. Cioè, non è che c'erano tutte queste caratterizzazioni degli anni 90 per dire, ma personaggi fighi di varie etnie li vedevamo sempre. Certo, di meno di adesso, magari, perché comunque però comunque era anche altri tempi.
And like you see like this wonderful blend of like natural elements and tech, all bolstered by like renewable energy and like
Bayonetta e nuda vincerei, effettivamente.
So that just resonated with me, and I was like, there's so many games where it's like the setting is always like it's a dystopia.
Allora, Bayonetta a me sta come personalità sta qui, onestamente. Come fisico ovviamente può stare anche qui, però come personalità proprio non mi piace, onestamente. Non mi è piaciuto particolarmente Bayonetta. Dante sì, Dante lo adoro, Dante lo adoro.
I've always kind of like thought it was cool when characters were just like it is like
no vabbè, ma quelli sono giapponesi. Quelli sono giapponesi che fanno queste cose. Sono strafissati, lo sai, quando fanno un personaggio molte volte è tettona, cioè per dire. Sono le loro cose.
Out for everybody to see. Fanfare.
E Morrigan è bellissima. Ah, dici la personalità di Bayonetta? Non lo so perché non l'ho resa così. Ma comunque ci sono personaggi che non sono affatto come lei, Morrigan ad esempio è bellissima. Morrigan è molto strafottente, prende per il culo, è scazzosa. Personaggio bellissimo e funziona da Dio. Ripeto, non c'entra niente che sia maschio o femmina, basta che sia costruito bene, che sia un bel personaggio, che sia anche solo figo. Comunque, tornando al gioco, cioè almeno questo è un livello, effettivamente, quello era solo un tutorial, però insomma è estremamente piatto. Lo vedo estremamente piatto. Poi che sia ancora in sviluppo, metto le mani avanti. Magari il prodotto finale sarà rifinito decisamente, non lo so. Però mi sembra decisamente molto piano.
Still, like, even she's not showing a lot, but she still looks very feminine and beautiful, and I just love what you did with it. I'm gonna like throw up the fact that you do in purple.
Tra essere zozza, vabbè.
Anyways.
Ma scusa, Osha, a me verrà sempre, a parte che Bayonetta prima o poi lo porto in live, l'ho preso su Steam. A me lo gioco la versione migliore perché su PS3 era un po' tremendo. Ma io non mi dimenticherò mai la scena in cui Bayonetta per accendere la moto gli fa un ditalino. Le fa un ditalino alla moto.
Color theory, no, that's fine.
Come ci arrivi a fare una cosa del genere? Cioè, è troppo bello. Cioè, è troppo stupido. Non bello, troppo. Cioè, è bello nel senso che è talmente allucinante. È proprio una cazzata, però lo fai.
I can't believe you thought I would think less of you. That's an incredible reason.
Sì, devi vendere un target, cerca quello.
But all right, Derek, I'm going to throw it to you. I'm sure you
il primo. Zago, Bayonetta 2 e poi il 3 quando dovrà uscire sono solo su console Nintendo. Solamente il primo si trova su PC, console Sony, console Microsoft. No, vale la pena come gameplay, è ottimo Bayonetta, è ottimo. No, sono d'accordo, Osho. Secondo me però il punto è che non c'è nient'altro di Bayonetta. Proprio a me non piace, onestamente, dal punto di vista
the gameplay is so focused, right? It's so
di personalità, di carattere.
I think Sequelitis did a really funny video. It's like
sono solo un personaggio ultra sessualizzato e basta.
That's all you do. You jump and you shoot.
Vabbè, non ho giocato il 2 e il 3, poi magari migliora.
That's all you do. And so like that was one of the primary challenges. Is like how do you take something in
riduzione di tette ma in realtà non le hanno ridotto le tette, cioè ha un cazzo di bra sportivo. Ora ce l'ha, prima non ce l'aveva neanche. Ce l'ha comunque enormi le tette, semplicemente ha il bra sportivo perché è giusto che ce l'abbia, perché combattimenti che fa, le mosse fighe che fa, è ovvio. Vabbè, la solita minoranza numerosa, ok, sì, vabbè, non prendo i coglioni le persone.
So I wanted to design, that was the main design challenge for the game. It's like, how do I make it that even in
Sì, è solo una
3D, all you
provocazione
have to worry about
sessuale,
is
sì.
jumping and shooting. And that's where like the lockdown mechanic that you see is presenting itself comes into play.
Yeah.
Where it's like she will automatically lock on and orient herself and fire at the target that so that all you have to worry about is jumping and
Ecco,
shooting.
il lock-on
And
automatico
that's been like a really important thing to like
in un
towards
TPS
translating
a me non
the
fa
3D Mega
o
Man,
un,
like
no, un
Mega Man
FPS,
X
un
in
FPS è
2D to
difficile
3D.
però, un TPS a me
So
non
that
fa
on top of,
impazzire,
like,
a meno che non sia una
responsive
meccanica per una
fluid
determinata
movement.
arma,
If
per
you notice when
dire,
she jumps and stuff, she doesn't carry like momentum with her,
insomma,
like in a Mario game,
cioè
where it's like
non
it's
stai
hard to stop,
effettivamente
you jump and then let
mirando,
go of, like, the direction. And
cioè
put
non
the
stai,
pulse
come si
rate
dice,
down.
secondo me non
Because
stai
that was one of the really
valorizzando lo
important Mega Man, is that,
shooting,
like,
che è
it's one-to-one
parte integrante di
you go
questo
where you wanna go.
gioco,
And when you do
ma
that, the gameplay
semplicemente
become a lot more deliberate, a lot more,
premi il
feels
tasto
more,
e spara
like,
automaticamente verso la
rewarding, because it's
direzione
like,
che ti
she's doing
serve,
exactly what I wanna do.
non stai
If I
mirando,
messed up, that's because it
cioè
wasn't because I was
miri in più in
playing
Mega
physics,
Man
because I just didn't plan
effettivamente, miri più in Mega
my
Man,
approach correct, right? And so like taking inspiration from games
che è
like Hollow
2D.
Knight, Mega Man X, they really nailed that.
Cioè mi
awesome
ricorda
feeling.
tanto Mega Man 7,
That's kind of what's going
Mega
on.
Man,
It's
Mega
really
Man
important for
Zero
I
7,
can't champion that
no
enough.
Zero, come cazzo si
When
chiamava?
you said that awesome feeling, the game feels
Mega Man
excellent when you put the
X7,
controller
Mega Man
in you.
X7.
Yeah, you have to.
Che quello
you
pure
said you
era
followed,
fatto
that
in
was only-
3D
that
e
was
faceva
my
schifo
own
e dovevano mettere il
fault,
lock-on
I
perché non
can't
sapevano
blame
come
the
farti
game for
sparare.
those mistakes.
Però quella era inizio
Yeah,
PS2. Faceva schifo il gioco, per carità. Pure al tempo faceva schifo e fa ancora più schifo adesso.
And the gameplay is super fun. What you have going on here is already incredible.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah.
Sì,
little
se te
tip,
Bayonetta
you
togli
can
la
just
sessualizzazione
pass
cosa
this next
resta,
section of,
scusa?
like platforming challenges. Oh, good shot. So if you can make just pass it, there's a checkpoint, so you won't get
No,
reset
penso
at
che
the
loro
end.
alcuni
So there's
intendono
an enemy
OSHA
here.
dal punto di vista del
There's gonna be a
gameplay.
turret who's gonna
Cioè
fire
alcuni
at you from long
pensano
range,
che
and it's
Bayonetta
shielded, so
sia
watch out for
meglio di
that.
gameplay di Devil
And then
May
you have the
Cry.
little look at him. I know, because I want you to get this checkpoint. I don't want you to have to reset.
Vabbè,
He wants
se
you to
magari parlano
succeed.
proprio di personaggio non lo so.
Success for you.
Ready?
Però
He
onestamente
shoots 3 times. 1, 2,
Dante
3.
come fai a sopravvivere
And then you
Dante
can-
onestamente?
Oh, you
Che ha
got
effettivamente una personalità e un carattere
I
fighissimo.
love that. I love the variety of the enemies too. Like you get adapted to you or you.
No, lei mi dicevano di
adapt
storia,
to
personaggio e carattere di zone.
play
Ah
of,
sì?
say,
E allora
one
non,
enemy
e allora
and
non lo
another
posso
one shows
capire.
up.
Allora onestamente non capisco la cosa.
We got this.
Yes.
nice.
Nice. So now you can die whenever, whatever. You'll at least get a little checkpoint. And so so that was the thing I really loved about Mega Man games is that like
Comunque possiamo dire che gioco meglio io?
the enemy design is
Possiamo
actually
ammetterlo
complex.
che gioco
The
meglio
enemies do,
io.
like one or two things. It's very different from like modern shooter games where it's like you got enemies who like take cover and moving left to right and they have almost like advanced AI. I found that like if you just combine simple elements with each other, it can make
Sì,
for a
è sessualizzazione
complex
videoludica,
situation.
sì.
So like here, it's just
Ma è
a
fatta
platform
apposta, è fatta apposta per
that also
essere
happens to have
venduto
some
per
friction in the
determinati
way,
scopi,
but also
diciamo
happens to have enemy
così.
floating above you, which is going to cause
Ovviamente a
problems,
parte per
right? But like
l'ottimo
here, it's
gameplay.
just two enemies, but them being off stage a little bit and like opposite each
Ma
other.
come
because it's
personaggio
another
è...
type of challenge.
non mi piace proprio
And so it's really
Bayonetta,
cool being able to like
personalmente.
layer on complexity, but just like literally adding these very simple elements and combining them. That's one of like the main differentiators from Prototype Delta. From like the nearest analogy people have noticed is like, oh, it looks like kind of like Ratchet and Clank. But the difference there is that like with Ratchet and Clank games, typically you're expected to do combat in like combat arenas and platforming sections. They're like divorced from each other. And that's not Mega Man, right? Mega Man is always like you gotta jump and shoot at the same time. You gotta deal with like
Ma non è
like,
vero,
platforms
bello
coming at
mio,
you,
cioè
enemy coming at
anche
you
in Ratchet
simultaneously.
ci sono sezioni
So
di
that's been really
shooting
important design
e
aspect of the game. It's
di
been like to
e di
be able to,
platforming back to
whenever you
back,
see some
non è
platforming,
solo
add
una
enemies,
sezione, non è,
you know,
non è
so
così
that, like, the player is,
schematico
like, doing
Ratchet
both
Clank.
simultaneously, and that gives the game its unique DNA.
Yeah, I was just about to say I can't wait to see an enemy in this space. I'm already stressed.
Poi dipende ovviamente dalla sezione di gameplay, ma non è così
Yeah,
schematico
he's a
Ratchet
chaser.
Clank.
He's a chaser.
E non è che sia un fan di
Yeah,
Ratchet
those little
Clank.
guys, man. They
Ho
come
giocato
through,
forse
like,
uno o due.
got
Yeah,
no
they don't.
patience as soon as they
They're
show
kind of
up.
relentless. Oh, there he is.
Bello, ma la telecamera gira la
And
madonna.
there's
You're
the
doing
camera,
such a
there's
good job, though.
Mi
You're
fa
doing
venire
pretty
l'ansia
good,
con sta
man.
telecamera girata così.
This
Yeah.
is my first time playing.
Sweet.
My health bar. I'm like, oh, come on.
Come i giochi di Flash dove devi toccare le tette.
So that's
Vabbè,
the
quelli
thing,
sono
too,
fatti
that, like,
appositamente
I
solo
also
per
have to kind of
quello.
like toe the line between like traditional
Sì,
Mega Man
questo io davvero
difficulty
piatto.
and like modern game design sensibilities, because I felt like that's one of the reasons
Sono
why
d'accordo,
Mega
cioè,
Man
da questo punto di
has
vista sono
not been
d'accordo.
as like it's like an icon, it's like a household name, but like I think the fact
Ma
that
non lo
the
so,
game
ma
is
non lo so.
difficult,
Ah,
that,
bello,
like,
ma
not
che...
many people have beaten a Mega Man game. kind of detracts from his overall appeal. And so I'm trying to find how do I kind of
Allora, qua ci sono due problemi.
Like,
uno, il tipo non sa giocare. Due, il gioco comunque non ispira. Qui ci sono due grandissimi problemi.
No one can beat it. Only a handful of people are very experienced like winning. Because I feel like games like Pokemon, that's part of the appeal, I think, universally, is that like everybody beats Pokemon. Like no one doesn't beat Pokemon.
Cazzo, ragazzi, vi faccio vedere. Non è un gioco esattamente come questo, non è un Mega Man like quello che intendo io. Però, cazzo, prima o poi vi porto Cloud Build, che potete trovare su Steam, se volete vederlo direttamente voi. Giusto anche solo vedere un video. Che è letteralmente una ragazza che spara e fa platforming barra parkour in continuazione per arrivare il prima possibile al punto d'arrivo. E quello è adrenalinico e fighissimo. Questo è proprio una rottura di cazzo. Ed è indie quello lavora. C'è Cloud Build e Super Cloud Build. Consiglio Super Cloud Build direttamente. Io ho giocato il primo, ma ho preso anche il Super Cloud Build e devo giocarlo ancora.
Summertime like in Celeste, like there's like no penalty to dying, you just start over.
Mi dispierei se non fosse
so yeah, just a lot in terms of like making.
Ma non è tanto quello, è proprio il gameplay mi sembra
not repeating some of the same kind
non lo so, mi sembra
things that kind of held back.
A volte penso che, non lo so, sono un po' troppo un po' troppo critico perché è un gioco indie e quindi dovrei abbassare i miei standard. Ma secondo me no. Gli indie hanno tirato fuori certe robe super fighissime, bellissime, incredibili. C'è un cazzo che indie o no. Questo qua è
proved itself to be an unexpected surprise. So yeah, it's those little nuanced adjustments that I think are really cool.
So turn around. So
I feel like you have to, you have to go through there again. Yes.
Yeah, so you have to dash jump to clear.
Ah, ma davvero non hai capito dove toccare la barriera?
It's only there for a little
bit, dai,
bit,
sono meglio io, dai, ragazzi, potete dirlo questo. Hanno nominato Celeste, minchia.
There we go.
No, this makes me.
Non me lo porterà? Ma fanno vedere altri giochi? In teoria sì, in teoria sì. Spero che però non aspettino che questo finisca la demo, perché se no non li vediamo altri giochi.
I'm serious. I cannot wait to play it. It definitely brings back like
Madonna, ragazzi,
feelings of when I used
devo
to
riportare Celeste, faccio
allora,
allora se porterò Celeste, perché il fatto che non rigiocherò capitolo 8 e 9, soprattutto il capitolo 9 non esiste, ragazzi, voglio vivere. Ma faccio tipo una maratona dove vi porto tutti i 7 capitoli di Celeste. Tanto penso che in 6-7 ore me la cavo.
And this is all like a side project, sort of like just a hobby, like a creative passion of mine. But with the humble support, I'm now able to like hire like teams like level designers and environment artists and programmers to sort of round this game out. So it's like everything you see here, I designed and programmed.
No, non è persona fuori schermo, no.
The art,
è il tipo in mezzo che sta giocando.
PGDF funds hire artists to install like this art and put together this level.
È il tipo in mezzo che sta giocando.
Who did the initial like level design for these couple stages.
But
now with this like publishing support, like we can now finish the game out and add like all the rest of the levels, finish up with the bosses and sub bosses. The game's in a pretty good state though. Right now it is playable start to finish.
Ma scusa, ma lo vedo pure concentrato, guarda come muove gli occhi. No, sta giocando lui. Forse ha alzato le mani mentre era morto. Dai, lo vedo troppo concentrato, sta guardando troppo lo schermo. Infatti sta giocando lui.
You gotta dash jump.
Yeah, I forgot about the dash.
Vedi, I forgot about the dash, lui.
I'm really Q1 2023, and now we've got the support that I need to sort of round this project out. And yeah, I just couldn't be more thrilled. It's like
poi ripeto, questo gioco è ancora in sviluppo. Magari lo migliorerà, magari diventerà più interessante. Sinceramente lo spero sempre comunque, perché più roba bella esce meglio è. Però l'impressione è abbastanza meglio. Faccio vedere Super Cloud Build, che penso che se lo siano cagati in molti pochi, e è una figata.
When you were like, yeah, I don't do this full time, I just, I just do this when I have some free time. I'm like...
Sì, non avevo troppo immagini, neanche io onestamente avevo troppo immagini.
It looks incredible. Okay.
Thank you so much. So here's the thing, there's a lot of stuff in the game that I don't know if Derek will be able to showcase. Because I want you to get to the end of this level, because there's a cool cutscene where you meet like another character, I'll say. But I'm not sure how much longer we have on the stream, because like it'd be cool to kind of see that. But if we can't, it'd be nice to kind of showcase some of like what else.
Bello, saltalo, non lo devi attaccare per forza.
If you think we've got the
Ma
wherewithal.
che cazzo?
You're gonna have to like those guys. You gotta stun them and then get around them. So like the trick is.
Ma non devi neanche stunnarlo, basta timerare un salto. Forse è emozionato, lo spero per lui.
So you gotta shoot him when he's low, and then you can dash jump over him. Bam! There we go.
Oh,
Bam.
there you go.
I add the complexity. Now you gotta deal with two of these bad boys. There's one going horizontal while you're on a jump pad. So you gotta time when you shoot him, so you can make sure he's paused away from.
L'anno scorso invece al Guerrilla Collective, che è una cosa solo di indie in generale, quanta bella roba che c'era con personalità. Ma io non ho capito, ma forse questo cioè forse lo sta creando da solo questo gioco. No, questa cosa effettivamente non l'ho capito.
There we go. Oh, gotcha.
Per carità di Dio, non morire.
I don't know if anyone's on a keyboard by you, but like a little pro tip: if you hit, oh man, what's the button? I don't want you to die. There's a button to regain your health, and I want to help you, but I don't. There's also a button to self. Yeah, there's cheat codes, man. There's also
Game
like
Jams fanno assai meglio. Sì, sono bellissimi pure quelli. Ma la roba di quello che fa il Mark Brown, cioè, madonna. Il Team Cherry sono 3 persone. 3 persone. E hanno fatto un gioco della Madonna. Hanno fatto uno dei migliori Metroidvania e videogiochi mai fatti, secondo me.
He's gonna press on.
Okay.
If I die, I die.
Che tra l'altro sono in Australia e tu dici minchia, in Australia hanno i computer. Pensavo fosse solo una wasteland. Ecco, esatto.
See, he's good. I would have been like, ooh, I can regen my health. We'll
do some dash on that.
Ora si sente Silxo, minchia. Porca troia, quando vorrei vedere una cosa di Silxo, non lo so se ci sarà Silxo, non ci spero più io, quando esce. Però si soffre per Silxo, si soffre. Porca puttana.
Like technically this whole section you almost dash jump totally through if you.
All right, guys. I'm so sorry. We just got told we're over time. But thank you so much for.
Pensa, sono in overtime. Questo qua voleva fare vedere la fine del livello per parlare di qualcosa, ma non ci è riuscito quello. Ha detto no, overtime, ragazzi, basta. Stacca, dobbiamo far vedere altro. E capisci cosa abbiamo noi a guardare te? Ma scusa, ma voi mi vedete così? Così male? Che c'è pubblicità, che è? Oddio, che è? Ma che è? Non ho capito, è un ninja nero? Anche peggio, la madonna. Cioè, almeno questa ha più personalità, è veloce. Graficamente un po' però almeno è veloce, almeno salta in continuazione, almeno c'è dell'azione.
Our next guest,
la enorme dorata.
Scott Popular. You just saw the trailer for Ninja Man, and I think we need to go right into talking to Scott and hear about what's at play with Ninja Man. And so, Scott, are you with us?
I'm
here. I hear you. Can you hear me? Are we good?
I can hear you.
We can hear you.
How are you doing today?
Gang, I'm doing fantastic.
Ma più che altro io mi chiedo, Osha,
Excellent.
ma perché al gioco non fai giocare lo sviluppatore stesso? Almeno ti mostra bene quello che lui ti vuole mostrare, perché l'ha creato lui il gioco. Credo sia supporting the black community, Ray. Well, I was interested to see black voices in gaming. So
but please tell us about your.
It's more being interested in the games than in the black people anyway. I mean, I have nothing against black people. If you're good, you're good.
Currently calling.
So it's fine to me watching this conference. How are you, man?
Sunny Hawaii. We left there a long time ago. And,
nice.
Yeah, it's like I got an extra tan on top of my regular tan. And I'm feeling pretty good, you know, very melanated.
No, I'm not racist.
It's super chocolate.
Why?
Super dark.
I'm not racist.
And but yes, I'm talking about Ninja Man, the game. Make sure you get the apparel at some
To
point.
let you know, Scott, I'm gonna
near you. And it's
check
a lovely game
all
about
the others
infinite love. Like just imagine if
conferences
you had a ninja best
in the
friend
next
who could
days.
just
So
stow love
if you're
infinitely
interested, tomorrow is
at
Summer Game
the
Fest.
opposition of people.
12
'Cause I
is
feel like there's been
Xbox più
a lot
Bethesda.
of sadness in the world
Is a
lately.
bird.
Even on TV, just being in
And now we're
America
being the awful
for
jokes about.
this short amount of time and seeing like
No.
just
Of course,
travesty
Scott, we are
upon
joking.
travesty
If
upon
you
travesty,
if
and I
you
just feel
see
like the world
something
needs
like
a
that,
little
we are
bit more
joking.
love. And
Of
ninjas
course.
disperse love the best.
This is Ninja
So
Man.
in Ninja Man, all you have to do is hit
The
them with some love,
Magaette. What is the
take them to the
Magaette?
club, or take them back to their respective places.
No, we are
later
not.
on in the game.
Don't joke, don't joke.
The music is very important to me. This is the first time I've ever made music for anything, and I love it.
Zago,
Trying to
are
make
we?
something club
Don't-
bangerish for all the people in Atlanta and all the people
The game
in Tokyo.
seems.
So
It wasn't faster before.
The game is basically.
Il gioco sembrava più
setting
veloce
of
prima, ora mi
Atlanta,
sembra molto
Tokyo.
lento.
So I spent about 60% of my life in Atlanta and 40% of my life in Tokyo. So there's gonna be a lot of different mixes. All right, and I'm watching you play this game. So you can use the D-pad to climb the trees.
Okay.
It'll make things a lot easier for you. And also, if you hold down, if you hold down the square button, if you're on a PlayStation controller, you will run.
Excellent.
And you can also throw love while you're in the tree.
We got the Game Pro magazine.
Are you going to watch other
That's gonna be
conferences,
insane.
Scott?
Throw some love.
After
on the
this,
tree.
we are gonna play a bit of
The music is incredible.
Elden Ring.
When you're,
Thank you, thank
I'm
you.
sorry. I didn't mean
And
to cut you
please
off. I
let
just
me
wanted to
know
say
when you
trailer
want me
came
to
on, I was
continue
like,
Doom Eternal
so,
when you are available.
big up on that.
That's the feeling. Yeah.
So
that's the
there,
feeling that we
he
wanna-
can dash.
we want
Finally,
people
he
to
can
have, 'cause,
dash.
like, honestly,
It was too slow.
when
Era
we started
troppo
making this
lento.
club,
Meno male che
after
può
the joke part
dashare.
of it, it was
Ma non
more
ho
like, yo, I
capito.
want to make a video game that people can play in the club. And it just,
Ma non ho capito.
Like,
Ci
you know,
sono delle
like, you
donne
ran out of
che
money, it's like, oh, can't buy no
sono
more
degli
drinks. Let me go play some
zombie.
Ninja Man real quick.
Lui le salva e
And
le
it's
porta al
been an awesome,
sicuro.
it's been an awesome experience to see people like play the game and enjoy it, but even more so is when the people behind them, like they're like coaching them. They're not pro gamers at all. They're like, yo, you need to go do this. Ooh, watch out.
Oh my
no,
God,
Derek,
Zach.
don't do this to me. You didn't
Ma
die.
come fai a morire pure in sto gioco?
You lame.
Ma com'è possibile?
It's good.
So
Okay, so I'm gonna be here. Not only
Zago, I'm afraid.
at the same time,
I hope Scott
Right.
doesn't really
bear
think
with
we are
me,
racist.
my
We are joking.
distracted, throwing love at
Of
everybody.
course we are not.
Okay.
Tell us
those
about
dance
the
moves.
story of Ninja Man, because the aesthetic, the style, everything. is-
Don't worry, Scott. Don't
I gotta
worry.
know more.
I
gotta
understand.
know
I
more. gotta know
understand.
Why are we there's zombie exotic dancers, but we're bringing them to Glitter City. What's the world of Ninja Man?
Glitter City, first and foremost, Glitter City, no relation to Magic City at the moment. But with that being said,
So, comunque io non ho capito lo scopo del
It's just
gioco.
about,
Cioè
you
sì,
know,
ok, l'ho capito,
shooting
però...
love and making people a little bit more happier than they
Strano.
were before.
Ma gli lancia dei cuori.
Extremely comedic.
Gli lancia dei cuori?
And just taking a lot of experience from me growing up in Atlanta, and I spent a lot of times in like nightclubs, like doing various things, not only just like having fun and partying. I also did a lot of security work, and I also had various video game events in various clubs in Atlanta and Tokyo. So I'm also one of the founding members of Final Round, which is one of the first
Comunque lo
esports
capisco.
tournaments.
Scott, I understand you.
And so, you know,
I'm
just growing up
pretty
in,
sure it
growing up in
isn't
the arcade
easy
area
there in
actually taught me a lot about
USA.
like, video games in general.
even
just
joking
dealing
about
with
these
people.
things, so
And
don't
yeah,
worry.
you definitely get the run on.
There's no malice here.
I really
Really.
enjoy.
I just want you to understand, but I understand that you don't like
they're
this,
able to do,
and it's
and it's not
considered
like
poor
some
taste.
super fantasy thing. In a sense, it's like, okay, this is like basic, you know, like contemporary things that you could deal with. I mean, it's basically collecting fruit, giving it to the people, or later on there are going to be animals and dragons and all kinds of crazy things, and just doing it to a really good feel-good beat.
I cannot Cannot agree more.
Oh, and
the beat feels good. The vibes are good. Everything is real fun.
And there's a lot of like
Comunque sembra un gioco davvero
Easter eggs for
estremo
people
vecchio
who lived in
stile.
Atlanta and people who lived in Tokyo
Cioè,
as
secondo me ha
well.
più
Like,
personalità di quello di
I
prima,
like
però
doing a
non
lot
mi
of
ispira neanche
collaborations with
questo,
people who have like
onestamente.
either clothing brands or venues who are like, hey man, can you put this into your game? I'm like, yeah, if you're cool.
C'era anche un
we can work
maschio,
this
però,
out.
adesso c'era anche
No
un
problem at all.
maschio, Osha.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's dope. I wanted to say, like,
And-
when I first looked up the game, you're doing a good job. I don't know how many chicks I would have gotten in the club already. Probably none, you know. But one
So
of the
good,
things I
just want
wanted
to
to
express
ask you
that Trey's
is,
talk is not
where
something
did you
like a
start
joke
developing
about.
the game? Was it in
There is not going to
Atlanta? Was it
be
in the U.S. or did
just
you
like
actually
this, only
start this
things
process
happen
when
from-
you were in Japan?
I understand, you know,
So actually, we
Scott,
started this process when
I think I understand what
right
you are
before
talking
COVID
about
hit in Japan,
because the
and it was
situation
actually
in
a
USA.
joke, because the
So
character itself,
I perfectly
just
understand
the
that,
headpiece and the chain
especially there, it's
was the logo for a podcast we
a
had
sensitive,
called Ninjas
a sensitive
in Tokyo.
topic. So
Ninjas in Tokyo is actually
it isn't, of course, fun or
Ninjas in
something
Tokyo
like that.
is actually
I
a
personally
two-man
make
rap
jokes
consisting of
about me,
and,
about
Record
my
Dale,
Italy
who is-
without
he's
problems.
also the drummer in
But
Steven
I guess
Universe, and he's worked on
there
several
there is
indie games as
a
well.
people is too
And so we
sensitive
put
about
that group
the
together, and then we decided to. Oh man, that's where you need to use the gold chain. R1.
situation there.
Derek, let's practice. Yeah, he
So
did.
anyway-
We don't practice,
let's
Derek.
practice using. Let's practice. No, just
Just
the
want to
gold
understand
chain,
there is
okay?
no malice
The
there
R1.
here.
All right.
There you go.
Yep.
But don't
when
worry.
the white ninja gets close to you, hit him with the R1.
I have no intention of joking.
All right, so going back to
so
Roger, who is a fantastic drummer and a very good
I
programmer.
was
and
thinking,
sound engineer as well.
Scott, maybe you can
he helped
answer
put
me
all this
anyway,
together.
considering
Then with a little
you
bit
live
more
there.
assistance from Chuhai Lab,
because
from
you
Kyoto,
can
they helped us get
you
the
can make me
support right here.
understand
So shouts out to
one
Mark,
thing.
Zach, and Kinsey. I've gotten a lot of support
If you're
from
interested,
the
of
Japanese
course.
dev community.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about that. Like, how is it working in the industry there as I guess as a Black entrepreneur, game developer? I lived in South Korea for a little bit, and I know it's much harder to get into things there. So how is it in Japan?
I wanted to say something
food's
like
great,
I wanted to ask
and,
something like that, like Osha said.
Food's great, but at the same time, it's like you're in a different market.
I'm saying, Scott,
So you have,
Right.
especially with a game like
I have a
this, 'cause, like,
question
people are
about
like, okay, so
the
it's a
situation
ninja game, and he doesn't. The ninja's not killing anybody, and there's no swords. So
about
this is not your normal
about
ninja
black
game at
people
all.
in
But
Right.
USA.
at the same time, I feel like it's been really.
For
well
example,
received.
they made this
when we did the art
black
shows, those were actually my favorite.
founding
because,
gaming
like, I got
for black
I had the
developers.
chance for
And the black
see,
voices
like,
in gaming,
Japanese people,
as you can
especially
see, you're
Japanese
watching
women
this.
who have no. Well, I wouldn't say they have no idea. but
There's
they
really
don't, they're not really familiar with
a
the
need
whole
to do
club
something
culture.
like this.
And they just look at the game and they're like, "Oh,
In
this
the
is
USA.
so cute!" Like the ninja's giving them fruits and he's taking them back to these places, and that's it on the surface level, and they just enjoy it.
It's a simple question. I'm really curious.
I mean, it looks fun.
I never
but
came
like
to
when I
America,
saw it,
so I don't
immediately
really
laughed
know
'cause
how
I
the
was like,
situation
this is
is there.
hilarious. Like, and then when I read the
Black
description,
voices in gaming.
I was like,
yes.
okay,
This
I
is
see
black
what we're
voices in
doing here.
gaming.
I love that you've combined two cultures, and it's seamless. Like, even though you're like, oh, it was
And
kind
they
of a
made
joke,
a black
it
founding
works
gaming,
really
something
well.
like that,
And I
to
think it
found
speaks to
games
your creativity, like what you've done here. Even though you thought it was a joke at first, like look
about,
what you've created so
black
far.
developers.
It's incredible.
Thank you. All right, Derek.
Cannot agree
There's nothing. That's the Easter egg. There's nothing up here, but thank you for getting there.
I saw it on the side. I had to explore it. Thank you.
You had to
Thank
check
you.
it out. Actually,
No, I am
in the
I'm
black disc where
asking
you are right now,
if there is a
that's,
need
that's Roger. So I've made
or
it a
something
point
like
to put
this in
everybody
US.
who's helped me work on this game. They're in the game somewhere. Like
I'm really
so
curious.
they know exactly like where they are in the game.
Explain me. Let me explain.
Like
I'm telling this because
this game has been like really important to me because like
to me
a
seem
couple of my friends died
strange
during making this game, and they're
to
in the
make
game
something
now. So it's kinda
specifically
like,
for black
you know,
people
No,
or
I mean,
any people
it happens to everyone, but I'm just glad that these
instead
people
of
are
just
part of my life and they actually
making
help
them
me make
work
this game.
with everyone else, making
at the
them
very
founding
least,
games.
Separate them in that
with
way.
everyone else, etc., etc.
Absolutely.
So they're definitely
So
going to stay
I'm
in,
asking if
they're
there
not
is
moving.
really a need to do a black founding gaming for black developers or
And
black
there are black women in this game.
voices
just to
in
let you know.
gaming, just to
I
highlight
wasn't
black
gonna
developers
ask.
in
I mean, I
gaming,
was wondering, but I was
instead
like, I
of
wasn't gonna
just
ask, though.
putting the black developers with all other developers.
I was, yeah,
That-
you know, I
that's
was trying to
my-
like
my
throw you under the bus or
sincere
anything. I was
question.
just like, I'm gonna wait.
That's definitely like that was the first thing my sister said when she.
You always
played
need
this
to
game.
have diversity in
She
albums
was
and in
like, "There's
community
no-
here.
like, you
Most
have to put
things
more
of
black women
power
in the
are
game."
integrated
Okay,
into
no
being
problem.
mainly
I got
white here.
Yes, sir.
The cherries are very.
Kudos to
Okay,
her. That's
so
it.
okay,
That's what's up, sis.
I guess I
No,
understand.
I mean, you have to.
So
say
you are
it.
telling me
Like,
that
don't hold your tongue. If it's something that needs to be said,
considering
go ahead.
there is a
You do, especially
bad
because
habit
you
there
are,
in
you
the
know, a
US,
black creator. So this is like our moment
there is
in
a
time
need
to see
to
ourselves in spaces
to let
that we
know
aren't
people
normally
that
asked to be in, which is why Black Voices
there are
in
also
Gaming is
these
so incredibly
realities.
important,
In this case,
right?
black
So,
voices in gaming
I love that your sister said
that
that.
counts
I wasn't
like
gonna
the
say
others.
anything until like after I was gonna hit you up on Discord and be like,
Yeah, like gameplay notes.
yeah.
Always
I
into
think
years
played nice,
and
but,
started to have the voice of diversity. Okay. What happened? Okay.
the hair flip and the sucking of the teeth. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, if people wanted to,
You know, it's my
if
idea
people wanted to find more
is
about
something
you
like
and
Zago
your game,
said,
can you plug your socials?
because seems like
Definitely.
we are creating
Everything at Scott Popular.
different
Twitter,
spaces
Facebook,
for different
Twitter,
people.
Facebook, and
So
Instagram.
here
And
there
if you wanna follow
are the
Ninja Man
white there is the
directly,
white
'cause Ninja Man is
people.
doing all kinds of
Here
things
the
all
black
over the world
people,
right now.
here
You
the
can follow
Asians,
at
etc.
Ninja Man Game
So
on
it seems
Instagram.
like
That has, like, all the
we are
pictures of
putting apart
removable graffiti. So
people of
one
these
the black
different
women that's in the game is Quita.
races,
And
we can
Quita went to the
say,
beach yesterday, so you can see all her new pictures
and
on Instagram.
instead of
right
integrate
now.
these people
So just go
together.
check her out.
Love a
So
little bit of
this is my idea of the
AR
situation.
gaming aspect, bringing
But
something
as I said, I never lived in the US,
Yeah,
and
I really want to
I
get into
honestly
VR
don't
too,
know
'cause, like, I was like, wow,
how
this
the
would've
thing
been a lot easier
in the
than me
US
just
is.
walking all the way over here. and
But
posting
I
this
know
up
there
and
is a
everything
problem
different.
of racism about
All
black
right,
people
well,
in the US.
thank you so much for coming on and talking to us and showing us your game. It's absolutely incredible. You've done some great things. We're running a little behind, so we are going to jump off
Black
here.
Lives
but,
Matter has
let's
brought a
stay in
voice
touch,
to the
everybody.
issue of race
Especially
diversity
because I
and
want to see
equilibrium
swag.
of power and opportunity.
All right.
There is much work to be done
I got you.
still. I understand. I understand.
All right. Guys, we just want to throw a shout out to our sponsors again who have helped us create this.
You know, to me,
great
is all
showcase,
lives
bringing
matter.
together so many
And of
cool
course,
people,
Black Lives
Raw
Matter too.
Fury, PlayStation,
But I
Intel
understand
game
the situation in the
developer
US
Booth,
is
ID at
pretty
Xbox and Razer. Again, thank you so much because
bad
without you,
sometimes.
we wouldn't be able to put together what we put together, and it's been such an incredible journey already. But we're gonna throw on our next trailer so you guys can check this game out, and then we're going to introduce our next guest.
Hey guys!
Wow! Questo mi ispira! Oh, questo ha personalità, questo è un... c'è movimento, c'è un gameplay. Deve lavorare un po' per l'animazione ancora, però questo mi piace. Well, Mexicans are doing bad too, I guess, yes. Questo mi piace. I like this, Scott.
Yeah, oh, that was
Love
dope.
This is cool.
Like,
Oh, the music
blow out
was
the bass
great.
speakers with it. Yeah, it was
Yes.
excellent.
All right, we want to bring Beloved to the screen to talk more about his game. What is up, Beloved?
Hey, what's up, y'all? How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Beloved Five Force
I'm
Fighters.
good. I'm pretty
After
good.
listening to the
It's a
beat.
pretty good day out here. So
Excellent. Excellent.
Where are you at?
I'm based in Portland, Oregon. It's a nice day, but you know, the weather's always kind of rainy out here, so we're big chilling.
I didn't mean to cut you off, Derek.
You know, Zago, it's really a
Oh,
sensitive
no, we're
topic.
good. I'm only going to provide
Everything is a
the usual
sensitive topic.
disclaimer that
I
I'm
just
gonna try my
hope
best to ask questions and
the
play games
situation
at
in
the same
America
time. So,
will
you know,
get
don't judge me if I don't do
better
well.
in the near
I
future.
always judge.
And I
You've been
think it's
killing
getting
it.
better. But
You've
how
been
Scott
killing it.
said,
You're good.
like Scott said,
3 times in Ninja Man, so you know
there's a lot to
we're gonna dive in.
still.
But please, I'm so pleased to be in the middle of it. I'm so pleased to dive into 5-Force Fighters. So we would love to hear more about what we're going to be showing here.
Yeah. Tell us about first. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Inizio
Before you
guys
jump
to
into
bring
the game. I
awareness
want
to
to know a little bit
Vizio.
about you, and then we're
Rogario
going to
is
jump
not my
into
internet. I just
more
want
about
to
the
give
game.
you a
So,
fair take on
how'd you
reality.
get
Yes, I
started?
understand,
What's
Scott.
the inspiration behind it?
I understand that you are just
Okay, yeah,
saying
for sure. So
how
I
things
kinda got
are.
started when I was around
I
19
understand that.
years old. A lot of stuff was happening at that time. I just like it was kind of a dark
Yes, it
time.
looks cool.
Going to college full time, was working full time. My parents weren't really around; they were all the way in Nigeria, so we were financially, supporting ourselves. So I was paying for rent for my siblings. My sister was doing the same thing. We were just really down.
Giochiamo roba Ubisoft e sono francesi, maledetti francesi. Allora, dal punto di vista delle animazioni devono un po' migliorare. Però il gameplay mi piace, cazzo, sembra un bel picchiaduro. Ovviamente i menu e tutto il resto devono essere rifiniti, però...
Drawn in his sketchbook, and I just saw and I got super inspired, and I asked him right then and there, like, you want to make a game with me? And just like, they always trusted me, and we ran with it. We came up with a lot of concepts, characters, a lot of things changed, but we tried to keep it as simple as possible because at the time we weren't really specialized in art. That led to this 5-Force Fighters.
That's incredible. I love that you and your brother work together. So that's one of the first things I think Justin actually told us about you, is that you and your brother kind of like work together to make this game. I barely get along with mine, so
vedo del bello stile, vedo delle belle tech.
And make this game. It's
come picchiaduro sembra
so
già
nice.
interessante.
And this is your first
Sembra
game,
molto uno Skullgirls dal punto di vista delle meccaniche.
What's wild is I actually have like 9 sisters.
C'è da lavorare ovviamente per delle animazioni, un po' di HD, però devo dire che è figo, mi piace. Anyway, Scott, thank you very much for answering my question.
Yeah, me and my little brother, he's done an amazing job play testing with me. Had a lot of fun working and trying to come up with unique ways to make this site.
That's really what
ci sono dei counter, dei block,
I love that it's a family
ci sono dei juggle,
like,
ovviamente.
And that you have so much support, because like you said, your parents are not here, correct?
Ovviamente non è il massimo aspetto di gameplay, perché comunque ragazzi è sempre lo stesso che sta giocando e non ci ha mai giocato. Poi soprattutto un picchiaduro chiunque farebbe schifo all'inizio. Però è carino. Questo effettivamente mi piace. Non mi dispiace neanche l'Alside, onestamente.
Studying or something. So we kind of were split up. So he likes in Arizona with my sisters. I'm still in Portland.
Ah, non c'è Victory Animation, vabbè, ci sta, dai.
Pretty successful. More excited about what we were into.
Cioè, comunque tra i progetti che abbiamo visto finora, questo è il migliore, decisamente.
It looks so good.
Cioè, rispetto a quelli prima è
I'm sure this
molto
goes without
meglio.
saying, like everybody watching is like, obviously this is where they get their inspiration from. But for those of you who don't, like myself, know for sure where you got your inspiration from for the game. Like, can you tell me what inspired you?
Cioè, che Giacomo che
I
sta
get,
facendo
like, some
è la
Street
CPU,
Fighter
sì, è la
in here,
CPU.
some
Cazzo di Giacomo che sta
Darkstalkers,
facendo
you
la
know.
CPU.
But like,
Good
have you
reference
always
there.
been into fighting games and like combos and stuff like that?
Okay, so if I'm gonna get serious about it,
Please get serious. I'm ready.
That's what we're
Comunque, ora che
Okay,
ci penso, Nix è una vita che non gioco roba
what
Ubisoft.
happened was, we were trying to make.
Cioè, se escludiamo, che ne so, Valiant Arts, che comunque è vecchio.
It didn't really work out with the ideas that we
È un bel po' che non gioco un Assassin's Creed, un Far Cry.
Just started putting things together. There was no direct inspiration from Boondocks. There was no direct inspiration
Un
from
sacco.
Street Fighter. It all just kind of meshed. We just subconsciously started.
Mi ispirava coso, mi ispirava...
Okay.
I mean, I've played it.
Mi sembra che è uscito 2 anni fa, quello della mitologia greca.
It all comes together at some point.
Quello specie
Have
di...
your own idea,
come si
but
chiama?
those things are already-
Vabbè, non è Breath of the Wild, ma quella specie, giusto per farmi capire, quella specie di Breath of the Wild
This
della
fighting
mitologia
game,
greca,
actually
quello mi
not
ispirava
even
molto.
fighting game, Hyperdeck was my team. We played it a lot.
Yeah.
That's where we got a lot of the inspiration. Even to, I guess that indirectly was actually stuff.
Well, it looks good. It looks really good.
It is really challenging.
Did you just? Did you beat him up?
Oh.
You won, right? You won. That was you,
Yeah,
right?
I'm Pebbles. I'm on the left. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, he's
most
Pebbles.
def, most def. All right. I wanted to make sure.
Sì, sì.
You can't win the next. You can't lose the next one. You got it.
I don't know. I'm getting bodied right now.
Yeah, the fight is tough. I can't lie. So, a lot of the things about this game that we really tried doing that were different. There's a small bar at the bottom called the force meter, and burn the meter to do all.
Davvero delle mosse
all types of
fighe,
attacks.
Pom, porca
So,
troia.
That was the main difference from most fighting. Usually conserve to the attacks. Pull off stuff. So we try to
Tra l'altro,
mention it.
questo
I
personaggio,
wanna
Pebbles,
thank
anche
you for showing us
l'altro,
your game. It's absolutely
due che
incredible. You
sembrano
and your
tipo
brother have
Ryu e
done
Ken,
an amazing job. If people want to find
assomigliano
out
un
more
sacco a
about
personaggi
you,
dei
more about
Boondocks.
the game, can you plug your
I veri
socials?
sono i
And
Boondocks.
why can't I talk
Quel
today? Can you
cartone.
plug your socials so we know where to find you?
Yeah, we're at Kaizen Creed on Twitter, Instagram.
Carino, questo è carino, questo mi è
Tumblr,
piaciuto.
yes, I made one a while ago. YouTube, so you can find us there. Oh, and in TikTok. So, yeah, you can
Okay.
find us there on those social media accounts.
All right. Well, thank you so much, beloved. Also, I love your handle. Like, I love that it's beloved. That's so sweet. But thank you so much for coming on. And thank you so much for coming on. I don't know what he was gonna say. All right, we're gonna jump to our next guest. Beloved, thank you so much for coming on and sharing all of that with us. We appreciate you letting us play your game, and we will talk.
Ecco, secondo me hanno dato troppo spazio a quel Mega Man like. Gli altri stanno andando avanti in maniera piuttosto celere, diciamo così.
We have our next guest coming on in just a few minutes, or just a few moments. But while they're getting ready, Des, what do you think of this show so far? What do you think of these games so far?
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. I'm just really hyped to be a part of this because I know you've been on our podcast before, Burnout Brighter, and honestly, I'm just all about diversity. So having this space, having people come on and creating a safe space where they can be heard and seen, and you can see like the talent and the creative knowledge that's coming into it is just incredible. But I won't go on. Let's bring on
This is
our next guest. Who
this is
it
exactly what Scott was saying.
Adams from none other than Spawn on
The
Me
situation
podcast.
in USA, it's really particular.
What's up?
Oh well.
How's everybody doing?
I actually don't want
I think I
to
can hear you
put
all.
politics in here,
Yes,
honestly.
we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Actually, I can't hear you.
I
just yet.
understand.
I'll just do a little dance until you get back. Can you hear us now? He can't hear us now. I need some music.
Spawn on Me è il nome del gioco, direi.
We will float in the ether until
we will just float.
Khalid
I know
can hear us.
when he came onto our show, I promised him that I would have drinks, and I do have drinks. I have drinks. This is just for Khalif, that old Smoky Mountain.
Cazzo.
Like you're just talking about something you're not going to share with anybody else. Is that what?
I mean, like, you know, like I'm not going to partake in it right
Capito,
now.
vabbè.
You know, I'm just saying, like, you know, when we all meet up, I'll bring.
Oh, insomma, non ti avevo letto, scusa.
Okay.
Mi si era bloccata la chat.
That's fair. That's fair.
Do you drink, Derek?
Do I? You know, I imbibe from time to time. I try to keep it minimal though. You know, when I lose, you know, when I lose control, I'd say control of my spatial awareness. I don't like being in that state.
Praticamente, insomma,
No, I understand.
per ora solamente l'ultimo era un picchiaduro piuttosto buono.
No, that was good.
Almeno a me è sembrato piuttosto
I
buono,
understood what you were saying.
onestamente.
I'm sure everybody else understood what you were saying, so it's fine.
Scusa se non ti ho
But,
letto prima, ma mi
I
si
know
era
we
tipo
were talking
frizzata
a
la
little
chat,
bit
non so che
about
cazzo è.
Black voices in gaming and why it's so important. Just while Khalif gets settled in, guys.
Fatemi leggere
I'm sorry, we're
Scott.
just gonna
I
have to
agree it's
listen to
offer
that
for the
a little
sphinx to be
longer.
necessary
But,
to make a stance against
I
oppression and
think one of the most
misunderstanding.
important things is
These are
that,
definitive
like
things
we
that
said,
exist in
creating a
other
safe
parts of the
space,
world too.
and
White people are
it's
in
like a
general
family.
paid more, get
So
better jobs,
I
have
know
more
when I
power,
jumped in the
control more
Discord and I
political
was, like,
influence of the
talking to
world.
people and like
I understand,
introducing
Scott. I
myself, so
understand
they
what
didn't think
you're
I was
saying.
slipping into
I
their
understand.
DMs like some random crazy
Volevo
chick.
anche portare la discussione mostrando
Everybody's
giochi
so
decenti.
friendly.
Vabbè, il picchiaduro di
And
prima era
that's
bello,
really,
cazzo.
really
Almeno
nice
era bellino il
because
picchiaduro di
there's
prima.
this
La roba
idea
prima
that
sì,
like
onestamente no.
black
Il
folks
picchiaduro però andava bene.
are
secondo me.
not friendly. Do you know what I mean? And I think like being in a group of people who are like
Ma poi lei non la
amazingly
guardava,
talented, but
certo,
also,
perché gli indie sono solo
you see
brutti,
the
vero?
interaction between Justin and our first guest. You see how they're
Thank you,
just
Scott.
excited. How there's a game that's about spreading love.
Ha troppe poche
You
dette
know
per
what I
non
mean?
la
Being a
scrivere.
ninja and
Cazzo, mi
spreading
sono
love.
saltate
And
tutte
I
le...
love that we're
Madonna,
able
sta
to
chat.
showcase that here. And we're in a gold chain. Listen, the gold chain was the most important part. I don't know how I forgot that. But I think that's incredible. And
Madonna Santa
I'm so
Nix, che
happy
il
that we
11
get
ci
to
guardiamo
be
il
a part of
Guerrilla
it,
Collective
you
pieno
know?
di indie. Madonna
Absolutely. You know,
Santa.
if there's anything I could extract from that, what I heard was, you know, knocking down
Cioè io me lo
stigmatisms
guardo,
and
se
then
tu lo vuoi
building
venire a vedere però lo
camaraderie
so.
connections between other people, and I think that really
E
that really hits the nail, the
appena
community within Black
sono un po'
Voices
più
in Gaming
libero
has been
anche dalle
one that not only
richieste
serves me,
e dalla
but
saga di
I'm
Metal
a part of it
Gear
as well, you
porto
know,
più
being
indie.
here with you today
Non
and
solo indie
everybody who's
ovviamente, però
tuning
ogni
in
tanto porto l'indie.
is one of my favorite things about it. Increasing the visibility of Black-led games is really important. This extends to other.
Comunque tutto sommato, insomma, a me a prescindere va bene che diano spazio a sviluppatori indie, anche molto indie.
Absolutely, I can't say it enough.
Diciamo che però quello che è stato fatto vedere finora, a parte il picchiaduro, insomma,
be sure to follow up on the titles that you've seen, to wishlist them and support the developers. And if you out there are a burgeoning developer or seeking a path to get involved in games, absolutely connect with this community, because there's a lot of people within here waiting to support you.
That's what's
good.
up. That was really good. That was nice. But I'm not sure if people know this, but you were also one of the interviewees on the show at one point in time, talking about something that you worked on, right?
That's right. We are going to see a tiny piece of that a little later. But yes,
il 95% degli indie sì è merda. Sì, sì, Nix, pensala così, sì, sicuramente.
And
sicuramente.
I got a cool T-shirt that my stepson now wears to school to, you know, be like, oh, look at these games.
C'è tanta merda, ma c'è anche tanta bella roba.
You know, but
però gli indie sono molti di più dei giochi AAA.
And like I said, we'll see a little bit more.
C'è anche tanta merda. Sono d'accordo.
All right, awesome.
All right, I can hear you now.
95% di merda? No,
What's
assolutamente.
good, everybody? How's everybody doing? Sorry for the issues on things, but you know, that's the way it is.
This, they bring up how people truly feel, and it allows me to understand them better.
I don't know.
We've all been doing this so long.
I'm with you, Scott. I think like this too.
Did you bring your drink?
I have cherry water in here.
That better be cherry water, son.
Cherry water.
come on.
You know, you
now.
get those syrups that you get when you go to the store and you get when you make snow cones. I got some of those, and I put some fizzy water in here. This helps me not drink soda. So I'm trying to be fancy. I had my pinky up when I did it. It was beautiful.
Oh, okay.
Però sai, indie di merda potrebbe essere una bella rubrica. Tipo Zeb, però con gli indie.
I have coffee. That's all I have.
I didn't know. Tracy came through with the drinks, and I was like, I got to find a glass. I have a glass right here somewhere. I know I got something. I didn't want to be left out. But thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for pushing through the technical issues.
Absolutely, we appreciate you being here. Khalif, if we could jump right into it, if you could share with our audience who you are and what it is that you're doing with Spawn on Me podcast.
Yeah, my name is Khalif Adams. I run the Spawn on Me podcast.
Ah, Spawn on Me podcast. Non è un gioco, è un podcast.
Industry. We've been doing this for almost a decade now. We just had our 9th year anniversary back in January of this year. And yeah, I think you come to our show to talk about all the things that you don't hear on other podcasts around blackness, around culture, around what our contributions are to the space. And hopefully we do that in a smart and fun way that makes you want to kind of dig into it and be a part of our Chicago residency here at Spawn on Me.
Now for maybe the new listeners, can you break down what Chicago is? Because I don't know if you know, I've been listening to Spawn on Me for a long time. I know what that is. Maybe some people at home don't know what that is. Yeah,
maybe some people don't know. Not me.
I mean, if y'all don't know, what's up with that? Y'all need to get up on. No, I'm just playing. But when we first started the show, it was basically where we started it from. So I was in Brooklyn. My co-founder, Sister Holmes, was in Chicago. So we decided to mash those two up and make our faux land in which Spawn on Me resides, which is Chicago. So folks are like, broccoli? I don't know why are you promoting broccoli like this? I was like, no, it's Chicago and Brooklyn mixed together. It's Chicago. And people are like, oh, now I get it.
You should be able to extract it, once you hear it, but we're covering the bases just in case. How did Spawn on Me podcast get started?
Yeah, so I was at home, I was at work actually in my IT job, and I was hating my life.
Ci ricorda molto poco questo.
Not understanding how mice and keyboards work while I'm trying to teach y'all how the printer works, and you're killing me, Smalls. So it was one of those moments where I sat there and I was like, I want to feel smart. I want to feel like I'm, adding something to this pastime that I love. So we started writing, way back in the day on a blog called the Spawn Point blog, and then decided to sunset that a couple years afterwards and start a podcast. I was a big fan of folks like Giant Bomb and the One Up Show and all those things back in the day, and said, there's no space that has us in it. I don't see any black folks doing this work in that way and kind of showcasing and talking about what we bring to the gaming space, even though I know we're all playing, I know there are folks who are doing this work and being in those spaces. So got on a game of 2K, was playing and
se
ran
davvero
into this
così
cat while I was streaming it.
La
and he's like, hey, I saw that you write, and we've been thinking about doing some video game content. Let's get together and
sono d'accordo, ripeto, continuo a essere d'accordo con Osha e con Zago su queste cose. Credo anche Scott onestamente che sia d'accordo sulla questione, però se è necessario fare così, almeno per l'inizio.
Davvero
congratulations on 9 years. Yeah.
Cioè questo è un bel evento, le intenzioni sono nobili, allo stesso tempo è pure brutto che debbano fare così.
A space that is bringing content to black voices and you being a part of that space as well.
It's really humbling. I think, it's one of those things where, you start a side project and then your side project becomes a thing that is a passion project, and then that passion project then gives you kind of a feeling of like, oh wow, like this is a thing that I can do well. And I'll be honest, it's giving me a lot of purpose. It's giving me a lot of ability to kind of think, future facing in a ways that I wasn't really doing when I was young. And also it gives a space to be able to talk to
più bello fare una cosa più grande per gli indie, ma queste cose fatte così mi
in
sembrano
this gaming space. Like I think culturally for the media space, we usually trend in kind of
se si considera tutto il sottoposto iccio, forse sì.
We are first movers.
Sì, vabbè, ovviamente se consideriamo letteralmente qualsiasi cosa, tipo anche io che scrivo una stringa di codice in questo momento indie, okay, posso anche capirlo.
So me trying to be a conduit to bring some of those
folks to the forefront, Zago.
While also, you know, talking about games through my prism as a black man in the world. I think all of
Lei non è che perché sono gli unici giochi che ti girano devi difenderli, ma no, non è vero.
And I hope that people are digging it.
A dopo, scusate
the conversations that we have as smart ones and really interesting ones. And again, I think it's just a thing of reconnecting that idea of nothing on this planet moves that's dope without us, right? Gaming is the biggest space in the world right now in terms of entertainment.
Ma secondo me è piuttosto semplice trovare quelli belli, alla fine sono quelli più sponsorizzati.
So how do we talk about that? And how do we push that to the forefront and make that the understanding that we are making strides here and we are doing what we need to do to make it dope?
Sì, è una brutta cosa, però sono d'accordo che sia una brutta cosa. Scusate ragazzi, chiudo un attimino la chat e la riapro perché non mi si refresh automaticamente. Che ho vostri messaggi e mi perdo roba a caso. Davvero fastidioso questa cosa. Ora dovrei potervi leggere in tempo reale.
He knows that invitation is always open. Anytime you want to come on, let's just come.
We got to get you both on Spawn on Me too. I know that the technical issues kind of shortened it up, but again, the things that are happening today, I need everyone in the chat and everyone who's watching understand that this takes a lot of effort. This takes a lot of work.
Sorry, Scott, if I didn't answer you from something or you asked something. I had problem with the chat, and now there shouldn't be any problem.
Please give it love, and please give these two wonderful folks all the love because they've been holding.
Anyway, I'm noticing we are 10 people. Wow, I didn't expect
Thank you again for having me. It's been brilliant, and I'm sitting in the chat watching.
Spero che pure per la Summer Game Fest quelle cose più grandi.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Before you go,
qualcuno che abbia gusti decenti, tu praticamente bastano 3 texture fatte bene e Udri è il capolavoro.
Spawn on Me drops every Monday, new episodes. You can find it on every podcast platform on the planet. Check out Spawn on Me with
Quanto ti piace trollare, Nix? Quanto ti piace trollare?
Called The People's Pregame. So you can check that on Peacock TV and NBC. So you can go see that on your television screens. That's the last episode is going to be dropping on this Saturday. So you check that out. It'll be on 9:30.
Devo passare un sacco di begli indie, anche se sicuramente gli resti che non sono begli indie.
Wow, doing
awesome. You guys go support Khalif.
Yes, there is still much work to do. Yes, Scott.
Wow, all right, we are going to.
Drop at the end.
Well. Okay, so that was incredible having Khalif on. He's been on our show before, and he's just doing.
Sì, comunque questo qua è un podcast che va da circa 10 anni, da quasi 10 anni in onda. Più o meno sempre più o meno come il discorso delle black voices in gaming, però un podcast.
The game industry, where you wouldn't even think about it. And the one thing that came to my mind was like Grand Theft Auto. So much of our music, so much of our vibe is in that game, and people don't really. I don't think people really give us our props for it. You know what I mean? So I love that his show is focused on doing things like that.
Absolutely. I can't say enough that if you haven't tapped in with Spawn on Me podcast already, definitely give it a listen. You heard it from Khalif that it's 9 years running, so there's so many episodes, a backlog of episodes for you to check out and become familiar with, and then that drop with the Peacock TV feature, like what over here doing really amazing things.
That was dope. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm really proud of him. I'm proud of all of us. I'm not gonna lie. All right, let's go to the trailer.
C'è un trailer? Questo è un gameplay figo, dai, Graficamente è un po' scialbino, onestamente, però. Che caro, guarda che bei movimenti. Questo è bellino. Però devi far così cagare gli indie che non mi avete preso Pathfinder Kingsmaker. Ho solo 4 da 50 ore. Però Hollow Knight ti fa cagare. Blasphemous ti fa cagare. Hades ti fa cagare. Quelli sono giochi bellissimi invece. Cos'hai da dire su quello? Mi piace molto il movimento in aria di questo personaggio. Madonna, Darkwood. Darkwood è bello, è molto bello Darkwood. Darkwood è molto bello. Darkwood è un bel gioco, come un bel gioco di survival. Prima o poi vorrei riprovarci onestamente con Darkwood. Arbiter. Vabbè, stile molto animeggiante, però mi piace. E che cazzo. Scusate ragazzi.
I hope you guys saw that incredible
Mio Dio,
trailer.
quante palle stare al centro. Mi sto rompendo il
Great.
cazzo a stare al
But
centro.
let's
Voglio
go
tornare
ahead
in
and bring
periferia
on
dove non c'è
our next
niente.
guest, Jordan Scott, so he can tell us more about his game.
Yes, and I'll be on the ones and twos with the
No, non
controller.
è Naruto.
Hello, Jordan.
Oh mio
What's
Dio.
up?
Oh, I
How you
can't
guys
hear
doing?
you. Hold on. Oh, there you go. I
Oh,
see that Attack
hello?
on Titan poster in the background.
C'è Attack
Wow,
on
but you
Titan.
don't see the Hunter x
Scusate
Hunter
il
poster.
casino,
I see how
scusate.
it is.
Only
Design
with-
web, we
only
weave,
like,
we forever
yeah,
do
I
the dance of
wasn't
good
sure what that
empowerment and
was.
coming together as a whole. Is what is not perfect and
You
will
guys
always
doing?
be this way, I'm afraid.
Doing well.
We can do things to improve upon, right? Yes, Scott, I think too.
I know.
But yes,
I'm
the
just
web,
trying to
especially
realize
internet, is
Anime
a
the
dumpster.
respect it deserves, okay?
Edis lo odio per
Listen,
dar
I
fastidio a te, ce l'ho,
Yeah, I love.
ce l'ho su PS dall'uscita. E ci hai giocato?
No,
E ci hai giocato?
I'm sorry.
Hollow Knight ci hai giocato che era pure sul Plus, cazzo.
But Jordan, it's so great to have you on. I'm so excited.
Thank you. Happy
Yo,
to be
your
here.
vibe is so nice. Everybody's vibe has been nice, by the way. I know you guys are watching. I liked everybody's vibe.
Stai puntando troppo a un roster di idee a streamare. Non streamare troppe cose contemporaneamente, Osha. Non fare come me, che sto facendo adesso.
Don't get me beat up, Jordan. Don't get me beat up. But can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Faccio capire a capire l'utilità di questo
Sure.
podcast.
So, I'm
È
Jordan.
un
I'm
game
working
dev
on an action game called
per
Arbiter.
sviluppatori neri.
I've been making
Sostanzialmente.
27. I've been making games
Di intervistare un po' e fanno vedere del gameplay dei loro giochi.
Mostly just fan games, and then
Personaggi
so I
di
guess,
world
I guess I
standing
made
di
I made a
disastro.
Dragon Ball fan game, I made a Pokemon fan game, and then I made a fan game.
Hollow Knight mi ha ucciso la
based off
PS4, vada a
an animated show called Ruby. And
Ah,
actually
è
got hired
vero,
for
è vero,
it.
adesso me lo
I worked on that
ricordo.
for a bit, and then we
Che
finished.
tipo lo stavi
and then I left,
iniziando,
and now
o
I'm
forse
here.
l'avevi installato, adesso non mi ricordo, e poi ti è morta la
I think
console
I
in
know
quel
Ruby. It was
momento.
3D animated, right? It was the girl with the
Yeah,
red hair.
yeah. Yep.
See,
Una
I
grandi
missed
Elden
that.
ci è molto
Anyway.
gonfio e va in gameplay. Ok.
The game
Vabbè,
looks
sì,
absolutely
ovviamente. Dico,
incredible, and I
non ti
can
pressare
see,
molto
like, some
intendo
of
dire
the
questo.
influence from working on Ruby.
Hai i
Like,
comandi
the character design and
dell'Xbox?
things
Sì,
like
direi
that.
che sono l'Xbox.
And it's beautiful. So
Darkest
one of
Dungeon
my
è bellissimo.
questions was,
Thank you.
how did it feel going from making video games to being hired on to do
Really,
Ruby
Scott?
and now to be making this game?
Your mother lived in a
Okay, so
segregation.
I will answer
Oh
that.
my
I will
god.
say something. Derek, it'll probably help if you press. I think it's.
FF9 è un
I
bel...
forgot to put that in.
Insomma, dura quanto una quarantina di ore se va tutto
But
No,
there
bene.
you go, yeah. Okay.
I was vibing. We're all good.
Insomma,
Okay, cool.
comunque il gameplay mi piace, è
So
molto
how did I
flashy,
go
molto
from,
veloce.
like, just working on my own stuff to working in.
Sto facendo vedere giusto un
like
po'
a
di
professional
training.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Non mi piace troppo lo stile,
It
onestamente.
was fun. I mean,
Però il
it was
gameplay
obviously
sembra
jarring
davvero
because you
figo.
obviously you go from having like full creative
Almeno
control
le animazioni
to,
mi
like, okay, now
piacciono,
you're in a
ecco.
team and you have people to answer to and you have deadlines and you have to do
Right.
things a certain way. But it
Ah, beh,
was
sei molto
good.
gridone.
You know, it was
Allora ci metterei un po' di
effectively
più.
because I got hired like shortly after high
My
school.
advice
so
did
it was
their
effectively my
servers.
like school because I was working with a lot of like professional people.
Dirge of-
who knew
Dirge of
a hell of a lot
Servers.
more than I did.
Non l'ho giocato, non l'ho
So
giocato.
they
Dirge of
I kind of took
Servers.
that as an opportunity to learn as much as, you know, work.
Cioè,
Yeah.
so che ti piace,
It
però
looks so good. Like I can tell that they taught you.
non lo so.
a lot. Not that you're not
Non lo so,
talented on your
io ho
own,
sempre sentito che è una
absolutely
merda,
are, but
però
this looks
prima o
really
poi lo
good.
proverò
I
di
keep giving
Cerberus
myself
per
disclaimers. I
curiosità.
don't know. You made me nervous after I didn't know what that anime poster was.
Video ho 52 ore e sono al
Oh,
finale, ma ho fatto tipo Mega Rules.
Incredible. Like,
In
just
52
the
ore hai
flow
fatto
of the
Mega Rules,
environment.
minchia.
So I know I mentioned that I could see some like influences from Ruby, and we all
Non credo
know,
che sia tanto
we all
52
know
ore.
now that you are a huge fan of anime. Are there any other influences for this game?
Okay, so as far as like games are concerned, I would say
Comunque come va
two
Nima?
big
Va bene?
ones are Kingdom Hearts and Devil May Cry.
Laws
because
of the
Kingdom
Jim
Hearts
Crow
is,
era
like,
exists
my kind of,
up
like, bread and butter. It's basically,
1968.
like, my Bible for action games. It's what I grew up on, and it was like my first exposure
Tutte
to
le
it.
Samo, fighe le Samo.
So just like the kind of like
Non hai manco
very
fatto i DLC del 7
accessible
remake.
and
Non l'ho fatto
kind
perché è
of intuitive combat of
esclusiva.
Kingdom Hearts was something
È
that I
esclusiva
was
PlayStation
really enjoying.
5. Oh
Oh
no,
shit.
non è esclusiva PlayStation 5.
Sorry.
It's okay. We'll reload if
O usciva anche su PlayStation 4.
As you can tell, I've given Derek a very early build.
Io ricordo che era esclusiva PlayStation 5.
No,
But
we're
yeah,
lucky
Kingdom
to
Hearts-
play it. We're excited to play it. Sorry about
Tutto
it.
bene, cerco di far lavorare i neuroni, ma ogni minuto che
Kingdom
guardo
Hearts
sento
and,
una
Devil May Cry.
alla
Devil May
madonna.
Cry just 'cause it's crazy.
Ma stai lavorando?
There's just so much you
Stai
can
lavorando?
do with its combat system. That was
Per questo il
something I
backlash.
very much wanted because Kingdom
Ray,
Hearts is
do you
fun,
play
but it's
Hunt
also-
Showdown
it
at
has
all?
Disney characters that they're not going like
No,
as
no.
crazy hard as I would
I
necessarily
saw it
want them
time
to.
ago, but
Right.
no, I never played
Otherwise,
it.
then there would be the anime inspirations, and those would be like Naruto, Hunter x Hunter, Dragon Ball, and I'd say that stuff like affected everything from like character design to like the style of storytelling, I guess, because I'm very much like I like storytelling in my games. So lots of inspiration from lots of different places.
It's a good game. It's a battle royale.
Well, I'm glad
It's
you
a battle
mentioned
royale
storytelling,
game.
because I love like good narrative design. So I am going to be interested in playing your game.
Oh, I didn't
and,
remember it was a
learning
battle
more about
royale.
the characters.
Maybe I
and-
was
and the story.
confusing it for something
Without
else.
giving away too much, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Anyway, no, never played.
Oh yeah, totally.
If it's a battle royale,
actually-
it's not actually my cup of
This works
tea.
pretty well for the build because
Mix with monsters.
basically the
Okay.
story of Arbiter is that spirits have
So
just-
it's a bit battle
spirits are
royale, a bit
basically, like, these
PvE.
demonic enemies that have just arisen from the world and putting humanity in kind of like Attack on Titan. They put them in this kind of like corner of space. But two of them have decided to help
Apex
the
is
humans and effectively give them their powers so that they have a chance to fight back. So those two are actually the two that are following Derek around as he's playing. And
I played a bit of Apex.
Goal,
I think it's
guess,
really
of the
good,
game
but
is that
those are
your
not games for me.
predecessor was basically defeated, and the predecessor was a person called the Arbiter, who is the person who hunts down these spirits.
Quanto cazzo sono belle
And they were
che le
defeated.
emoticon,
And so
quanto
all the
sono
spirits
belle.
they had sealed inside of themselves and defeated have been released back into the world, and now her successor, who's this character, is now hunting them down. And so what you're seeing actually is essentially every time you defeat one of the bosses in the game, you get the ability to like kind of like half transform into that boss. So if you see like Derek switching characters, he's basically switching from the main character who's named Ash, that's Ash, yeah, and
Comunque potevano fargli giocare un livello invece del training, Cioè con questo gameplay effettivamente sarebbe stato carino vedere un livello vero e proprio.
Swordplay in his like.
Comunque pure questo devo dire che è carino.
But then if he switches to one of the other transformations,
I primi due erano abbastanza madonna.
He'll get like claws
Questi
he can
due
attack
almeno
with.
hanno un po' di
The other one,
personalità,
as you saw
il
recently,
picchiatore
is
in
projectile
questo.
focus.
E hanno buone animazioni, mi pare di capire.
And yeah, so the main pull of the game is basically like they are.
You paid Apex a little.
around the
I
world
like
to,
Bloodhound.
hunt
If I
down
paid
these-
money
these
for
spirits,
things, I would get Horizon.
and kind of steal their powers.
Yeah, that sounds dope. Like, I'm excited for this.
Non esisterà ancora il livello.
So I know we don't have like any.
Ma scusa, ma ha fatto vedere il trailer prima e non c'è un livello? Cioè, era tutto fake.
Every time you start laughing, it makes
È
me
solo
laugh.
questo il gioco? Che palle!
I laugh when I'm nervous.
È solo questo che
how I
palle.
process.
Oh, that's so cute. Okay, but so one of the things I noticed is like there's not any environment right now, right? I know there's going to be environment.
Te sono sempre così.
Does this take place?
Ah, ma mi
in,
sembrava
like,
che il gameplay che sto vedendo qui è comunque il
past,
gameplay che ho visto
future,
là,
or is
cioè
it, like, can you tell me
intendo i movimenti del
a little bit
personaggio e tutto il
about the
resto, non può
world
essere uno scam.
Yeah. So I would say it's basically.
Do you like this one, Scott? Seems
like there's not really any
a fine
Okay.
action game.
Characters are very community focused and very well, yeah, just not very technologically dependent. So kind of like Middle Ages sort of deal. But it has like, as you can see with kind of the character's design, it has like Eastern influences as well. So lots of like flowy coats and sashes and hair, but they're still going to be fighting with like broadswords and
E Nes che combatte Arthros brutti. Vero, potrebbe essere Nes che combatte Arthros brutti.
For sure.
Imagine Super Smash Bros. Style movement.
I'm gonna throw it to Derek.
I understand what you're saying in a sense. It's not likely, but yes, I can see why you think like that.
This moment is allowing to focus in on all the gameplay.
Seems floaty.
I have my controller here, and everything
it's floaty,
tight and frenetic, and you know the action is so cool to jump into. What kind of work went into some of the visual effects, some of the timing, anything that you could share there?
I mean, a lot of work goes into it, I guess. Like my I guess background is in animation, so like animation is like kind of the thing, I would say.
Ecco, il suo background è in animazione, ha proprio studiato propriamente animazione questo. Ecco perché le animazioni sono così fluide.
The money I received from the Black Developer Fund was directly to create the different transformations that you're playing as right now. And what that entails is essentially like 2 months of just animating this character until he has about like 200 animations or so per transformation. And so from an animation
ci ha messo 2 mesi per animare 200 e passa animazioni per trasformazione del personaggio. Minchia.
I totally forgot to mention.
Veramente generico, fai di style anime, sono sicuro che nel 2 non esistano così. No, esistono, figurati che c'è stato nel PlayStation Show, nello State of Play, c'è stato. C'è stato proprio un gioco anime più o meno così. Solo che non era indie.
For the effects, I'm actually able to kind of reuse a lot of stuff, like pretty consistently.
Ero sarcastico. Però esistono.
From the same power source, as it were. And so from that perspective, it's not that
bad. È molto animeggiante, per carità. Sto facendo solo gli elogi all'animazione e al gameplay, che mi sembra effettivamente bello. Lo stile però un pochettino sembra molto, non lo so, alla Naruto, non lo so, molto...
Are you working on this by yourself?
Non lo so, roba che ormai digerisco poco.
I'm pretty much working on it by myself. I will be hiring like an audio engineer, and I do work with concept artists for
i giochi migliori ultimamente sono tutti lore focused e meno sul gameplay. Tipo? Tipo il The Ring?
I know that came out really slow.
Beh, è un bel gameplay Elden Ring. Cioè, cosa ti riferisci precisamente? È morta la cosa qua? Non ti bloccare.
Gameplay tactician.
Yeah, like I'm a huge proponent of basically having all your tools available to you at all times. So for me, like,
se non c'è una storia bella, anche il gioco più bello meccanicamente risulta mediocre.
Obviously you can't do it right now, but eventually I want to be able to like switch like transformations, like
capisco quello che vuoi dire.
Very easily.
C'è sempre più un focus sulle storie.
Switch characters, switch between light and dark.
Hai bisogno di avere una buona caratterizzazione, una buona storia per
just to give a very strong sense of control.
Oddio, secondo me non per tutti i videogiochi ce n'è bisogno, però capisco quello che vuoi dire, effettivamente. Insomma, The Ring ha un bel gameplay, ma se non avesse quell'art style, quei tipi di animazioni, di personaggi, di intrighi, potrebbe risultare un po' scialbo alla base. Sì, posso capire più o meno quello che Ieri sera mi sono da poco post stream, direi, e volevo strappargli le corde vocali e lui trovarmi gli occhi con un... Che ha fatto Sabago?
We do just have a little bit of time left, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to share with those who are also looking forward to this game. Where can they stay tapped in with it? Where can they find out more?
Faccio presente che non ho nulla contro Sabaku.
So there's arbitergame.ca, which will give you a link to
ho messo di seguirlo 20 anni fa, tipo, e basta.
Is at Jordy_J_S. And pretty much, yeah, Twitter.
Ha rotto il cazzo, ecco cosa ha fatto.
So I will be giving tons of updates in there.
Scusa, il cazzo dico la scena, ok.
If you're interested, come check it out.
I'm gonna come.
È un pochettino rotto il cazzo, ma più che altro non lo so, il suo modo di fare non mi è piaciuto più, eccetera, eccetera, quindi ho smesso di seguirlo, semplicemente.
Oh, man.
Vabbè, aveva promesso tipo 50 anime del cazzo e non le ha mai fatte. Mi sono rotti i coglioni. Però ha un sacco di successo, quindi buon per lui.
And I know you're going to be really excited to see some of them. I know I'm excited to see some of these trailers because I always love seeing the stuff that is coming.
E tu mi di certo nessuno frega della tematica. Sì, secondo me ci sono ovviamente le cose diverse.
How do you feel about it, Derek? I know there's
anche di Doom effettivamente. Sì, ti piace ovviamente l'ambientazione e quello che è, i demoni, ma cioè è il discorso che facevo l'altra volta. Non mi metto a leggere il log per leggere la storia mentre sto giocando a Doom, voglio solo ammazzare i demoni. Ed è da Dio il gioco che fa quello. Poi che è una bella lore, ok, pure bello, ottimo. Però posso anche farne a meno in quel caso.
Trailers, I love trailers. You know, oftentimes, you know, my favorite part of any sort of game event is getting an opportunity of seeing what's coming or new updates from that studio to just continue building that momentum for anything else to look forward to. So,
la promozione per permettersi. Vabbè, Ray, dillo che fa parte del gruppo ufficiale di hating di Sabako. Allora, io vedo che c'è molto hating in quel gruppo di Sabako, che poi secondo me più che hating, cioè non è hating, è un po' di amarezza da certi punti di vista. Non voglio parlare di Sabako onestamente, non è che mi interessa, però sì, c'è un po' di amarezza, diciamo, per il vecchio Sabako rispetto al nuovo Sabako. Però sì, se ne parla molto in quel gruppo effettivamente, anche io ne parlo quando ne parlate a volte. A volte mi rompo pure il caso e dico basta, parliamo troppo di Sabako. E lui no, il game design è fatto a modo che mi premia se faccio questa fight, qui non si lascia nulla. E vabbè, Osha, non si lascia nulla, non si lascia nulla. Dove ci si iscrive? Colpa di Saidoni. No, beh, era cambiato da un bel po' anche prima di Saidonia. Però sì, con Saidonia forse è diventato più cringe, non lo so adesso. Nel Beato non lo è che lo seguo altro. Mi ricordo che volevo provare a vedere Dark Souls 3 all'inizio con loro, la loro run. Ci hanno messo un'ora e mezza tipo solo per fare il personaggio con role-playing, creando cose. Ho detto basta, mi sono rotto i coglioni, basta, non voglio più seguire questa cosa. È stato tremendo. Però che non stiamo parlando più di Black Voices in Gaming. Però onestamente ero interessato a vedere i giochi più che alle parole, ma questo per qualsiasi cosa.
Oh no!
I know. That's not what you said.
That's a completely different podcast. Anyways, the point being.
Ero semi-ironico, vabbè sì, sì, per carità.
No, I was saying,
se il game design non voleva farti passare via della fight ti bloccava la via e certo non ti lasciava un portone aperto, ovviamente Osha. E tu non puoi parlare male di nulla, soprattutto dopo la run di Dragon Age. Lo so, la run di Dragon Age, ma in realtà tante run le ho rovinate in passato, tante magari no, però varie run le ho rovinate in passato. Insomma, ho davvero un fardello pesante.
Let's be real honest. The shooting in Buffalo, the continued racial profiling.
Ma si è creato un personaggione, Sabako, è una specie di guru personaggione.
For everyone. So having Black voices in gaming come on is just such a bright spot. And there are people who
non lo so se è vittima del suo personaggio o se semplicemente è davvero sempre stato così Sabako, ma è davvero si è davvero fatto vedere adesso. Però sì,
and I think that's important. We have to support each other, and that is what Black Voices in Gaming is about. Would you agree, Derek?
100%. There isn't anything that you said that it is to be argued, at least from this seat here.
Dovevano togliere internet dopo quella run, dai, Zago, su. Dai che ti devo portare ancora gli altri DLC, Zago. Non vi dimenticate che vi devo portare gli altri DLC di Dragon Age.
Developers and content creators shows that there is value for these games and podcasts and any other content in between.
Potreste abbassare un filo la conference?
That there's a community ready to receive it.
Beh, però non è che la stiamo particolarmente ascoltando.
I mean, and I just want to point out, it's not just been like...
A me dispiace onestamente, però se io mi voglio guardare una cosa sui videogiochi, parlo da videogiocatore, io voglio vedere i cazzo di videogiochi, ma questo vale per qualsiasi cosa. Oh, un videogioco, madonna. Che è sta roba? Oh mio Dio. Per sentire la loro voce mentre parli, invece ci parli solo. Ok, questo è brutto. Il pre-order su di registrazione. No, questo è davvero bruttino. Non mi piace affatto, proprio... I modelli sono bruttini, si compenetrano. Sembra... L'HUD è brutta. Madonna sa, è brutto questo. Asian Overcooked. Sì, solo che invece di cucinare metti questi qua nella sauna. Che è questo? Ah, stanno facendo vedere vari videogiochi. Che è sta roba? Ah, ok, ho capito che gioco è. In realtà è molto simile a un altro che è uscito da un po' di tempo, adesso non mi ricordo il nome. Cazzo mi sfugge... Eden qualcosa, adesso non mi ricordo. Nessuna sì, vabbè. Vabbè, però non è gameplay. Meglio di quello di prima, per carità, però... Che bombe che è questa, no? Onestamente preferisco quell'altro. Adesso non mi ricordo il nome, cavolo. Che è questo. No, Nix, non morire, non morire. No, non piace onestamente neanche a me. Non trovo che sia orribile, ma non trovo anche che sia bruttino. Di mettere questo titolo tra i non interessati su Steam. Oh mio Dio! Black Max Payne! It's Black Max Payne! Coi mostri! Lo fuori Max Payne. Sto per dire io. Faccio presente che non ho mai giocato Max Payne. Mi piacerebbe farlo. Mi pare che stanno facendo una remastered. Sì, remake. Che cazzo no, una remastered. Ma il primo era bello, ma sì, ti devo giocare. Guarda, non sei contento di come l'hanno reso supporti? Ma no, ma no. Dici che arriva su Game Pass sta roba? Può essere. So che roba arriva su Game Pass. È vero, il Game Pass tantissima roba arriva, anche me, anche molto me. Per dire, beh. Dove te mai giocato? Ma il 2? Ma non lo so, non lo so. Che è questo? Sei una palla. Ah vabbè, questo almeno è un coso, dai. Meglio di prima. Tipo un platform con la palla. Sei una palla platform. C'è del plagio in questo trailer. Tra le liste, ho tante cose tra le liste. Questo almeno sembra un gioco indie. Sì, sì, questo almeno ha personalità. Se va tutta magari a musica di beat, se magari il gameplay va col flow del gioco, è figo. È carino questo. Ha una bella personalità. Sì, ha una bella personalità questo qua, secondo me. BPM Boy. Ok, il nome non mi piace, però vabbè, non dovevo immaginarlo. Vabbè, perché sono trailer. Nei trailer la gente ci sa giocare solitamente. Oddio, che è? Black Samurai?
Select your samurai. Right. Luna.
Even in the darkness of night, the moon is always shining.
Cioè, che brutto però graficamente i personaggi, mamma mia. Cioè, lui almeno è un robot, lei, mamma mia. Black Sifu. No, è una no, mi dà una bruttissima. No, che. No, non mi piace per niente questo. Quanto scatta il gameplay? È solo una mia impressione o scatta a bestia il gameplay pure? No, non mi piace per niente questo. Onestamente no.
Wow. Like, you got any words for those trailers?
Listen, like, they were all so good, especially the one with the bathhouse. Like, I really like that one a lot. But all of them
erano tutti
really,
bellissimi,
really
specialmente
like,
quello nella bathhouse. Cioè quello peggiore della fila dei giochi che abbiamo visto. Ok. C'è il gioco con i robot che controlli Warframe. No, in Warframe non controlli dei robot, controlli dei personaggi che indossano i frame, che sono delle armature robotizzate.
We are getting to the end of our show, and so as we come to the end of Black Voices in Gaming, we want to acknowledge those whose lives have been lost in the acts of violence.
Oh, ripeto, ognuno ha i suoi gusti, però che lei mi dica che quello che le è piaciuto di più era quello peggiore. Vabbè, non lo so, era abbastanza me quello, molto bene. Is the guy on the right frozen? Scott, it's not the first time. At the start of the conference, he was frozen too. It seems like me during my lives.
That's right. Thank you so much, Derek. You're absolutely right. We've had some great guests today, but we couldn't end it without taking
proprio tutte le volte che proponi giochi nuovi.
Dico questa faccia. June has always been summertime kickoff vibes for me. Yet it's also a time of celebration in the African American community. Juneteenth is a federal holiday celebrating the emancipation of enslaved people years after the Civil War on June 19th, 1886. Being here on today's showcase, highlighting some of the industry's most talented voices in gaming is an incredible accomplishment. We're all very proud to be a part of it. That being said, we would also like to thank our partners before we end.
Oddio, più talentuosi.
A shout out to those
Oddio. Alcuni sì, ok, tipo l'ultimo gioco con la palla, sì, ok, bellino. Il picchiaduro bellino, quello là di animazioni, il tizio che ha detto la storia di animazione, quello pure sembra fatto bene animazione e gameplay. Però che siate tutti più talentuosi, no, secondo me ci avete molto meglio.
Our broadcasting partners, Twitch Gaming, IGN, Steam, and GameSpot. Also, we would like to thank you for joining us, and for all of the devs for coming on and showing their special wares. We've also got merch available if you guys are interested. It's available at our roboroba.gg/themix. So go out there.
Abbiamo il merchandising? Andiamo a vedere il merchandising?
Get the merch.
Get the merch. And wishlist the games.
Yes.
Sì, il problema maggiore è che quasi tutto non era polisciato proprio per niente. Anche questi qua sono i merchandise.
If you'd like to keep up with the Black Voices in Gaming family, you can follow Black Voices.
Volete comprare una maglietta?
Gaming on Twitter.
L'unica cosa veramente interessante è stato BMP Boy, anche se hanno palesemente provato a fare un nome simile a Super Meat Boy.
At Media Indie Exchange and on Twitter at Indie Exchange.
Io voglio dire una cosa, ma suonerebbe razzista, no? Non lo dire.
That is pretty much
Il picchiaduro aveva un bello
But do you
stile.
wanna plug your
Cioè, dal punto di vista del gameplay era
for you?
fatto bene, secondo me.
Before I do that, I have to thank
Questo è il posto ideale, Nix. Non mi fate bannare, ragazzi.
To thank the mix, thank Justin and everybody who has helped pull this show together. You gotta get that out of the way first before I start talking about
Gotta get that out there. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
My bad.
Sì, la tizia con il bacino di piede aveva un bello stile. Sì, ma penso che l'abbia messa per sbaglio. Speedrun bancanale, direi.
You know, if you want to keep up with me, if you want to keep up with Onsen Master, you can find me at Derek V Fields on social media. You can follow up with the games at Waking Oni Games, and that's across the board. So yeah, keep tabs on me there.
Poverino, comunque lui che è rimasto frizzato.
All right. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure sharing hosting duties with you, Derek. I cannot wait to
Ken
work with you more in the
Con.
future. If you'd like to know more about me, you can find me over at the Burnout Writer podcast or on Twitter at DMBC32. Stay tuned for a quick
Mi
message from
depura
Justin
nel
about
modo
our
più
upcoming
naturale.
Nel modo più
Clean
naturale,
Clean,
clean clean.
and we will see you all in the next showcase. Deuces.
No, Nix, no. Io mi dissocio, Nix. Io mi dissocio.
Thank you so much, Derek and Destiny. You guys are
Io mi dissocio da quello che hai appena
We also
detto.
want to thank you for coming through and checking out Black Voice in Gaming. You can check out the folks who are a part of the BVIG community at blackvoiceingaming.org and on social media at BVI Gaming. We will have more events and showcases soon, as well as announcements for our BVIG nonprofit program and accelerator. Please support the Devs by following them on their socials, wish listing, pre-ordering, and buying their games faux show. Stay tuned later this week because we will be hitting you with the Guerrilla Collective 3 on Saturday, June 11th at 8 a.m.
Sì,
PST,
Guerrilla Collective
11
però è
a.m.
tutta una mappazzone di roba bella bella solitamente. Lo scorso anno mi era piaciuto un sacco.
On Monday, June 13th at 1 p.m. PST and 4 p.m. EST. Yes. Thanks for joining us. We will see you soon. Again, this is just
Sì, non era ben organizzato comunque.
We're out.
Ok. Va bene, dai. Ok, finito, dai.